Alright, and welcome. Let's get a little screen keying here. It looks like we might have to go back up on and then come down on an angle. Woo! Because there's only two of us.
Hi, friends.
Lower these booms. Coming along for a ride.
Woo! Oh, they go that far?
Yep, put your hands up.
That they do.
And I really like that.
To the right.
I don't know where my left.
Your left or my left?
Yeah,
Oh
did you
And
Screw up.
brakes. And
And
then
up. Coming down. I
That's
even
what
have
she
to go shorter.
Nice.
You should play some whimsical music while this is going on.
Oh, I definitely plan to, my friend.
Never-ending storm. Oh,
where is our bard?
We don't need a bard.
We need a bard.
I can fucking sing. Maybe I'll take some levels in
Nice.
bard.
It's like,
Everybody-
you think you can see.
Middle up. About
Asphodel,
right
I
like
fucking
that.
love that sweater. When did you get that?
Something
The
like
store.
that.
Yes,
Maybe a little bit.
I love
further
I'm
that.
trying
down.
to think of the Etsy market. I
And
got
get
it.
that
Nice.
ratio perfect.
That's so good.
All right. Well,
I haven't seen the second
actually
season, but that's
planned
so
it out
good.
pretty well. Okay, so hi.
Hello.
Shanye. We've got Xanatar here with us. We're doing our first session of
That game where we do things.
Tales from the Yawning Portal. We've got the book right here, and we've got our players assembled. To cover a couple of ground rules, keep chat nice and tidy. We don't care if you cuss. We definitely carry about derogatory language,
Okay.
specifically targeting any individuals featured in this program. So keep your insults to yourself. Secondly, this is an adult-only program, so there will be references to drugs. I know you already had to press yes and no, but if you're chilling out, we definitely welcome you here. And if anyone's coming over from Twitch Unity, proudly a diverse group of people here,
What's up?
breaking up the boys club with some ladies, so hope you can join in,
Ladies.
expand your
Breaking
mind
up the
for a
girls'
little
club
bit.
with some boy.
Very true, very true.
Sexist.
So I'll be doing a couple of features when it's my turn. I'll be bringing the camera down to view the maps directly, but for the most part, this is going to be where we're at, this bird's eye view. I'm going to go ahead and let the players introduce themselves, but they are lined up on the screen, so if you have any questions, just look at the bottom. And then also, don't forget that we're going to be giving away a poster. Edwin, can you take the pins out of the wall?
Why?
There's also some illustrations in the background that I can do a quick review of, but we're going to be dealing with a lot of people tonight. If you have any question about
Do you want to help? Do you want to help?
Do you want to help?
who we're going to be meeting, just pop over to my clips and look at all of the previous...
What is that going to do?
He's going to be able to get...
What's going on?
No, I just don't have any fingernails.
Oh,
Yeah.
fingernails.
Yeah! Physics!
Fingernails. Nails,
You yell that
I
at me.
always have them.
Alright, here you go.
Alright, so we're going to be giving away this poster. We have a 13 by 19 two-color screen print, but this one is fucked up. So we're calling them the Super Fucked Up Edition. Super rare, super valuable. Going to be giving this away on the Q&A. On the Q&A on Facebook Live after this. I'll go ahead and just leave that over here for now. But what we've got going on the board here and what we're going to be interacting with is Silvery Moon. So if you want to Google Silvery Moon and follow along in the map, also look at those clips. This is what we're going to be dealing with today. Taking a trip home, as it were, after a bit of exposition. And then we'll take a look at some of the illustrations I've got on the wall to help iterate who these characters are and just what exactly we're doing. So, introductions, I believe, are due. Roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Pace roll, no mods.
Hell yeah. 9.
2.
Solid 6.
All right,
Oh, it's me!
Edwin, lead us off.
Alright, well, I'm Edwin Arkwood, I suppose. Cleric of Lathander. Morning Lord, even. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be talking about me specifically or my character. So
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
oh, well, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Real estate mogul of Bear Dusk, owner and proprietor of the Dawn Spire, and I have a series of titles. My full title is
Oh my god.
Dr. Morning Lord Edwin Arkwood, Artisanal Carpenter, First Class Illusionist Initiate, Chaplain of the Anise, and
Wow.
yeah,
But we can just call you Edwin, right?
was very old at one point, but I got better. Yeah, being old sucks. So,
wouldn't know.
after much trial and brewery in other planes of existence, I went from being an old man to a cut, rugged carpenter man.
Cut right.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it for Edwin the Morning Lord.
Yay!
All right, next up
can
was a
keep going.
6 by the Wisp.
Yeah. Hi friends. You can't see me at all, which is
No,
fine.
you
Because you're
can.
the whiz.
Yeah,
We can definitely see you. It's just that's the Spotify tab.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Hi pals. I'm the Wisp. I am a whopping 18 years old. Just celebrated my birthday. The Wisp, not me in real life. I am really good at killing. I've faked my own death a couple times. 3 times? 2 times? Enough times. I'm also now the richest person in Faerun, which is absolutely ludicrous. I don't know what to do about that. What else?
To the church.
I'm not giving. No, sir. Do not tempt me that way. Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
All right, and lastly, we got Asphodel.
Coming in at a ripe young age of 200 years old is the Elven Construct, Asphodel the Archfey. I'm a patron of the Summer Court and Queen Tatiana. And I like to fuck shit up.
I think that's true of at least the 2 of us. I don't know about Edwin. Edwin's like sometimes nice and sometimes tries to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
You're like a dad.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a dad, but it's also like
But
being
also-
able to heal people has made me kind of a terrible person.
Like, dad-like, but almost a dick.
Yeah,
Kind
he's,
of.
Dad dick?
he's definitely a dick.
Ooh.
Like the
Gross.
famous line of, "Just break his ankles. Don't worry, I'll fix him in the morning."
Nice.
He won't run away now.
Nice. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's like also like, don't worry, if you die, I can just bring you back. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Like, you give, like,
But I'm a good person, guys.
kind of shitty advice, but, like,
No, I
or a
got
little
solid
bit
advice.
righteous.
What? I'm sorry. How many times have you kept someone from dying or brought someone back from the grave?
None, I just killed him instantly. Don't fuck
Yeah.
around with
I
me.
mean, I feel like Goodberry has
Goodberry has saved
rejuvenated.
Goodberry
Yeah.
has saved a lot of fucking people. That's true. I have
Yeah.
not saved anybody. I'm just a death weapon.
Maybe a close cannon, but
Yeah.
A death weapon. Well, all
Which is
right.
funny because only one of us is intended to be a death weapon.
So hopefully you get a
So
feel
bad.
for everyone here at the table now. I'm just getting some social media shout outs going on real quick.
Does anybody need a different clothing situation? Not you. You don't need any. You don't need that. Do you need a different clothing situation? Do you need some other layers?
I like this shirt.
I mean, in game.
No, I'm fine.
yeah, I'm content with my shirt.
I like both of y'all's shirts.
All right, so just a couple last items. If you want to interact, go ahead and hop in chat. I've got the keyboard with me. Looks like Vendrassi's been pretty heavy in here. Want to do a shout out to Vendrassi. I didn't-
Vendrassi!
Fancy stash.
Woo woo!
What are you doing up, sir?
What are you doing up? That's true.
Yeah.
It's your bedtime.
He's hoping for Igafir.
He's hoping for Igafir.
She's not here, man. Give it up.
If you want to interact with us other ways, we all have some social media accounts, but you can find me at my usual ones at anything with Bashanya Jackson. Feel free to message Ruins of Adventure. If you're friends with me already, just hit me up on Snapchat. Just got a lovely one from Vendrassi. I'm going to do a personal one. Hi, Vin. Thanks for watching, bro.
We're not.
It's
No,
like
that's-
we're not important.
I was
that's-
excited.
It's all about
I
the
was
DM.
excited.
If the DM's
I
not
wanted to be
happy,
in that
nobody
intro
Uh-oh.
scene.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't spell today.
It's okay.
Alright, here we go. Just for you, Vin.
Such as squiggles or
Yeah, basically.
Just squiggles.
Sort of.
Okay, so everyone kind of
did you not get the memo?
strap in. We're going to hop into some exposition
You know there are only
with what's
2
been going
teal, I
on.
don't
But
know
I'm going
much
to go ahead and show you guys some of the NPCs we're going to be dealing with today.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh, I should have probably locked those.
yeah.
Oops.
This is why we can't have us. This
There we go.
I hate this.
You take
Me
it.
singing that.
So we're
is
going
all
to go
I feel.
right above Edwin's head, and you're going to see what
Ooh.
we're dealing with up here.
Wow.
We've got a couple areas of illustration.
There we go.
The primary of which that we're going to be dealing with at first are going to be members of this, which is the Council of Waterdeep. Again, you can go to my clips and look it up to get a greater detail, but we've got Ramalia Haventree representing the Harpers, we've got Daggelt Neverember from Neverwinter, we've got the Open Lord Laurel Silverhand, Onthar Froom from the Elder Guard, Dalen Winterhound from the Emerald Enclave, Sir Istival from Cormyr, Prince Hiawatha from the Misty Forest, also representing Darvin's Emporium, Older Raven Guard from the Flaming Fist Mercenaries, and Ambassador Conrad Braun Anvil from
I just thought he
Mithril Hall. We're going to be covering some of the stuff over here a little bit later, so let me jump us back up and we'll get a better view, but that is effectively who we're going to be talking about, and if you want to find out more information, go to forgottenrealms.wikia.com and look up the Council of Waterdeep. You'll get a little more information on a King Melindrak, but because we played through the campaign, Rise of Tiamat and the Tyranny of Dragons, he is no longer seated on the council, and that's some fun story elements that you get to create as you go along. Also, feel free to follow us on Spotify since we can't play it a little bit louder, but I'm playing off of my public playlist, D&D today, which has over 700 songs custom picked from various official soundtracks around the land. I can say that with what I've been watching this week and the kind of information I have to present, Stranger Things is going to be a featured bit.
featured bit.
Alright, so Exposition. I've got the Xanatar in hand. Exposition in 3, 2, 1.
I guess that need more space.
In the Dragon Cult's plot to free Tiamat, the Mother of Dragons, from Avernus, the first layer of Hell, their plan was thwarted. Leading up to this event, Asmodeus was cautioning a civil war in the Nine Hells, but those loyal to anyone who would help Tiamat escape her prison. The people sitting at this table, finding this information out, being on the forefront of action in the prime material realm, stopped this event. However, it came through unlikely scenarios and extremely daring odds. Because of that, the following information occurs, or at least is brought to everyone's attention in the 24 hours it takes to travel back, leaving the forefront of the war. You find out that dragons are in an open rebellion against the Lord's Alliance, Darvin's Emporium, the Elder Guard, any lands holding metallic dragons, and Cormyr. Because chromatic dragons are so plentiful across the land, even with their cult and their dreams dashed, their anger has far from been suppressed. And so they are retaliating, and the attacks seem to be pretty regular throughout this period.
Get over it.
But it's not all bad news. The artifact known as the Drakhorn has been safely returned to the Host Tower in Neverwinter with the Arcane Brotherhood, parentheticals, for now.
Ooh.
The Mother of Dragon's mask was surrendered to Protanther the Gold to be destroyed. We can only hope that they are successful. All combined before the Dragon Rebellion started, 408,463 casualties have left the Lord's Alliance and Cormer as the only surviving military presence on the Sword Coast. Every other area is in a critical state of emergency.
Who was that?
The Lord's Alliance and Cormer
Oh boy.
are the only ones with standing militaries anymore. Eltrigard. Nah. The Red Wizards of Thay have issued a warrant of arrest, signed personally by the Lich Lord and reigning Tharchan, Zostam, for Asphodel, persons known as the Wisp, Valhalla Ice, Edwin the Morning Lord, Tanaka the Nehushtan, Remedy the Tranquil, Prince Hiawatha, Vendrasi the Solanorian, and Sir Forster the Silver Star, with all of their relevant company.
It's an accident.
Lastly, an emergency protocol has been issued across Faerun to all free folk to take refuge in the remaining cities and citadels until further notice, due to a complete compromised status of security measures. With a retaliation on the horizon, a plan is being talked about bringing forth to place affected individuals into protective custody while also utilizing their strengths to take a risky gamble in a process that might pay off in the form of a treatise with Thay. On your guys' way back to Silvery Moon, it is Lady Laurel, Sir Istval, Lord Daggett Neverember, Lady Ramalia, and Tarn Hornblade, who greet you at the Wayward Inn / the Silver Glen to essentially catch everyone in one net and bring you in for a quick briefing. They have motioned to authorize deployment into a confine operated within the Undermountain that is a strictly hush-hush location and is kind of like one of those lay-low black houses that the CIA or the FBI uses.
Safe house, nice.
Yeah. Ambassador Bron Anvil, Ontharr Froome, and Dalen, Marshal Ravengard all stand opposed in favor of a immediate response to put together an elite team to start hunting chromatic dragons. Prince Hiawatha abstained in honor of free choice, believing that those adventurers present can make their own choice. What they try to stress to you in the fact and why it's so important that they motioned is that they have just barely got things through without being blocked. And usually they use this safe house as a form of capital punishment for extraordinarily powerful foes of the realm that they're able to capture. They call it the Yawning Portal.
Sounds important.
Sitting at the top of a deep tunnel-turned tower under the Council Palace in the Castle Ward, a burrow is built into Mount Waterdeep itself, known as the Undermountain. The cost of entry to use this particular element comes to no small price of 2 million gold per person.
You got us?
Are you joking? I do.
This is not only to enter the safe house, but to be extracted as well.
Oh.
And with the remaining coin of the realm, they are able to subsidize half of the journey down and half of the journey back.
So it's only 1 million per person for us.
You still
Yeah.
got us, though.
Yeah, that's much less annoying.
They have also liquidated extra funds to send a reconnaissance team ahead of you, consisting of fine elven warriors called back into action and they will likely be dropping certain signs and signals and helping this adventure as it goes. But there will be more information ascertained once you arrive. There are express directions conveyed between the three of them, or between each of them. So I'm going to go through with each of their each of their inputs to you guys. So the first person to speak is Taryn Hornblade. This high invoker and current wizarding consort to the Lord's Alliance is announcing that he is stepping down from public office in lieu of returning to a sagely pursuit. When the invitation was issued by the Red Wizards of Thay to Tanaka the Nehushtan instead of himself, he immediately has to recognize what this means and that he is no longer the highest ranking mage in the realms and not fit for office. He's going to take some time off to figure out a thesis, which he will be pursuing, and reopening the former institution known as Arkan's Invocatorium, the college where he went before he relinquished control to pursue public office. That being said, he is like dead serious, and when he starts speaking about this subject, Lord Daggalt and Lady Ramalia come to his emphasis on this point. An arrest warrant issued by Thay is a bounty. Every magical undead master who likely has thousands of versions of himself are going to be flooding into the free realms of Faerun, much like how the Terminator hunts people in that whole series. They will build as many versions, completely, extremely magical powerful, to infiltrate societies and find you guys, or at least find information. So being sent to this safe house is really in everybody's interest, not only in terms of keeping you guys safe, but in preventing hundreds of thousands of needless deaths on the path to get to you. They need to preserve ignorance and anonymity. Staying in the realms is open war with Thay, and he promises you that that is not something you will win. Or at least, not yet. That is where the remaining two people come in to speak, and that's Surstval and Lady Laurel. And they have a lot of positive things to say about the Yawning Portal.
It's like mom and dad, like, it's okay, summer camp's gonna be great, kids.
Because even though it presents a lot of danger, it is preserved as one of the most abundant magical resources still contained within the realms. If we look back into what we experienced with Sonthal's Tower, we know that these arcane constructs have a lot of wealth in them and have a great experience to learn, but also a really fucked up set of rules and physics and parables and ethics, and you will be challenged to do this, but they emphasize that only the highest ranking of any adventuring party has ever even dared to go in there willingly. And of those who have gone in, let me just drop some names that have come out.
Name dropping.
Hallister Blackcloak, the first reigning wizard in history, built it.
Wow.
And one of its first notable successors, name drop, Elminster.
Oh my god, he's from the Dalelands.
All of the fucking Dungeons and Dragons books that Ed Greenwood ever wrote, if you've seen the Cleric Quintet or you've seen the Dark Elf trilogy, that's a big name to drop. That's
Yeah. I'm just like elbowing them.
the quintessential Gandalf. Gandalf beat it.
Is it Gandalf?
I don't know. Anyway, so
You know.
they are putting a lot of vested interest into you guys beating this, because returning as heroes from the Yawning Portal signs that a new era of peace and, more importantly, power can be restored to the realm, and if anything is going to avoid a war with Thay, it is going to be whatever you find in there.
Oh.
There is also some intelligence to be gained on the back end of focusing on the draconic retaliation as well. How did they figure out about the Well of Dragons and this ritual? These kinds of secrets are traded in the Undermountain. They think also that the key to figuring out the dragon's next step, or what they're going to utilize, might also be within the Undermountain. So the mission in terms of stopping Tiamat, stopping the dragons, is kind of like low-key BT Dub's ultimate side quest.
Okay.
Cool.
Figure out.
We're about to get hard and go into the
Gay
cover.
porn hard?
We're going to go gay porn hard.
Gay porn hard.
That being said,
Like Adonis's.
they don't want it all to be doom and gloom, and they have agreed
Thanks.
that a last day in the city to allow you guys to spend your time as heroes is due. There is a parade. There's everything going on.
Cover, but let's do a parade.
I'm skipping the parade. I'm like, just
Even though the army of Silvery Moon was decimated, almost all of the Knights in Silver returned, and if you recall, a lot of them led that charge with you guys into the Well of Dragons in that group assault. So there's a lot of people being celebrated along with you. Because of that, I'm giving you a morale bonus with a discount of 89%. A discount of 89% on anything you do. Because people are
Nice.
so happy to have you back.
Good. That
Cool.
makes my life a lot easier.
yeah.
So we had described a couple of institutions when we used to do downtimes. We went through areas, but let's focus on what we've got here on the map to kind of fill in collectively. I've got everything color-coded. Green means merchant. I'm no longer going to roll for market stalls, but just assume anybody that would be here is here because of that call for people to flee. You'd be having people from the mountains come down, farmsteads emptying. Everyone would be inside the castle walls at this point. So you'd have anyone you'd want to talk to if you needed a lawyer or a potter, mason, etc.
Okay.
And also because this is a free city of the north, consider all races represented, save for ones who cannot be physically within the gates. So anything undead to a certain level. We're not going to see any vampires. But the lichens from the Moonwood would have come down, and everyone's just having a gay old time. So let's get real initiative rolls.
All right. Hope you're ready for the 20 total.
Nice.
17.
That's gonna be. God, it's been 1,000 years since I looked at my character sheet. That's gonna be a. What's that? A 13? That's gonna be a 22. Or no, a 32.
All right, so Wisp got a 32. Asphodel got a 17. And Edwin got a
20
20.
Nice.
total. Not on the die.
No. Did not get a nat 20.
Never on the die.
I'm posting the initiative scores. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is through the community test environment, materials put out through Unearthed Arcana, known as the downtime spread. And we're going to quickly run through some of these. We're no longer keeping experience points, but I do have this glass jar that I fill with a glass point system whenever they successfully perform a range of skills and abilities associated with their character. So if they make a skill check, they get one of these. If you fill up one of these, I dump them all back out and you get what's known as a war chest. War chest is loot, money, inspiration points, a series of rewards based randomly that you can then divvy up amongst your party based on what's going on. You want to get as many of these as possible, and you might recognize this mechanic from Battlefield 1 or Star Wars Battlefront. Popular new reward system, and it'll also keep me from keeping any extreme notes. So it sounds like the Wisp would ordinarily be up first.
What?
I guess we'll do your 3 on the back end. So Wisp, it is your morning.
Yeah, it is my morning. So I got a lot of shopping I gotta do. First of all, also, I'm gonna tell Amber, who's my follower, sweet, sweet angel, she's gonna help with some magic stuff that they're doing this turn. So I'm gonna send her off to do that. And then I am going to go to the market, to the mall, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I guess there's technically both, but that's fine.
Yeah, the market has tradesmen, but the mall has all the previous institutions we were used to
The
going
ones that
to.
I have
Wine
written down.
shops and leather workers and armorers.
Wine shops, for sure. I need a whole bunch of antidotes and health potions.
Of what variety?
Maximum strength.
Maximum strength. So that means we're working with a legendary item.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe just rare. Maybe just rare level.
So we're going to buy
Listen,
a magical item.
$3 million.
We're going to look at base price, and we're going to have to do a little math as well. Who wants to be the math wizard?
Ugh.
I don't know.
I'll do
I
it.
can.
All right, pull out your calculator.
You do it. I don't
Okay.
care. Whomst called me? Okay,
Whomst?
not right now.
Okay, so each one of these would ordinarily cost, that's a 10 total times 1,000 would be 10,000, but minus, let's just round up to 90.
Okay, so that'll be
90%
1,000
off.
each.
Okay. So it comes
Look
out
at that. I got math skills.
to 1,000 per each thing.
Cool.
How much do you want to spend?
I'll get 12 of those.
Sold. 12,000 GP. An economic stimulus package is injected.
Did I say rare or very rare? I
said rare.
Okay.
Alright,
I have some
so-
other stuff I would like to buy, but I don't know if that's my turn or not.
Next up is Edwin.
I take the time to I'm thinking. My words are very strange sometimes. I cast Gate. I go like this, and say Edwin Arkwood, and one of my simulacra walks through, and he does the same thing.
Okay.
Okay. And we crack our knuckles in unison, and start working on some periaps of poison proof.
Ooh.
Yeah, with Amber's help. Amber's
Yes.
helping with that. BT dubs.
Okay, so we're gonna pull open our crafting table.
And I'm funding this also. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm a sugar mama.
All right. So what value is this?
Be a rare item.
Rare
Times
item times 3. 6,000 minus 90%.
600.
Okay.
So 600 gold
Nice.
to manufacture this. And where do you go to do this? Do you want to rent a space in the Vault of Sages?
Can't they use the... Oh, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I go right to the Vault of Sages. I go, everybody out of this room!
Get the fuck out!
So it'll actually be
Or,
603.
Oh, darn.
okay.
Okay.
As rental fees must be paid
Whoa.
for the rooms.
Darn.
So in terms of these periaps, I understand those to be like earrings, yeah?
they're like pendants.
Pendants, cool.
Yeah.
Jokers.
Just
You
like
gotta-
a
you gotta
wire wrap. I
Wire
imagine.
wrapped. And does it have a
Yeah.
gemstone or something?
Yes.
What kind of gemstone?
Black pearls.
Black
Sure.
pearls. We're a black pearl
Black pearls?
household.
Yeah.
Or black pearl house.
It doesn't specify, it just says a gemstone.
So black pearls,
pearls.
I know, are 500 apiece.
Give them freely.
Okay.
Yeah, you got
Cool.
17, so
You
that's
made 3
fair.
of those?
Yep.
All right, we got 3
And they're large.
wire. Oh, what kind of wire?
Copper.
Copper.
Also
Oh.
given from...
Wow. I was gonna go with
There was some
thought about
artistic.
Yeah, I was gonna go with
inputs.
silver, but I think I'm not
It
the
is-
one paying for it.
Okay, so fair point. So we've got a copper wrapped black pearl periapt, 3 of those, and what do they do?
They make you immune to poisons.
Bitch.
Got that? Immune to poisons and poison damage. If you saw the last stream, you know what I'm talking about. I'm so mad about
God, that's fair. That's super fair.
it. Never again.
Okay, so make sure that when you're writing these down in your inventory, to either note that they are rare, but essentially I think poison immunity in terms of the spell variety that would be represented. Common is level 1, uncommon is 2-3, rare is 4-5, very rare is 6-7, legendary is 8-9 and above. So I don't care if you want to pick 4 or 5, but essentially that it's equivalent to a level 4 or 5 magical item, which means it can be destroyed by more powerful stuff if it hits it.
It might be.
But you gotta cross that threshold when you get there. Very beautiful item. Round of applause.
Yeah, golf clap.
So next up we're to Asphodel.
Laurel and I will be up in that bitch crafting.
Yeah, they're also assisting.
Oh, so they were assisting with
Yeah.
that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tack on. I guess I need to go on for Amber too.
Yeah. That noise is terrible.
Asphodel casts silence. Please.
I don't think Asphodel has the ability to guess.
Correct.
Does she?
So moving on, we are back to the Wisp.
Yeah, I need to buy some other shit too.
Okay.
I would like to, since I'm already at the mall, I'd like to buy clothing appropriate for underground for the 3 of us.
Okay.
Oh wait, excuse me, for 2 of us. You don't need that. You don't need that. I don't know why. It was,
A fucking tree.
So
I'm trying to be kind.
So for
I'm
this,
gonna get you
they
a
all kind
summit.
of note that you probably have a better specification over in the marketplace where
Okay,
there are tailors
dope.
and stuff.
Go to the marketplace.
So here I can ask you what race, derivative, look you want. You'd have elven craftsman here, dwarven craftsman, gnome, halfling, all different
Let's
styles of
do
beadwork. And
some gnome. No, let's do some dwarven kind of situation. Yeah, that's why I picked it.
so are we talking
to
like
ruin
mithril,
Yeah,
starsteel?
Mithril situation.
Okay, so of what? Well, I guess that's actually already determined. Mithril's a very rare item.
Maybe I'll get Starsteel. No, actually, fuck it.
Starsteel's
It's 90%
legendary.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Starsteel's
Yeah,
way more
Mithril's fine.
expensive.
Mithril's
Yeah.
fine.
Mithril
also
grows in the ground.
90% off.
Starsteel grows in the stars.
Okay, 3. So that'll be what's 30k minus 90%?
3K.
3k. So
Yes.
3k per vestment. Oh,
Okay.
2 vestments. So
6K.
6k.
Okay.
And do you want these in the form of? I mean, you had said warm, so
I'm just trying to look cute in the underground.
I think
It's really what it comes down to.
then you're probably looking at some sort of like bear hide.
Cloak situation.
That would be any area where you would have that threading. You would see mithril threading, and then also on any exterior portion, you'd probably see a tight mithril weave that would be done into the leather in spots. So you'd have something covering, like an elbow patch, arm patch, shoulder portion. But let's go ahead and roll for that draconic color. All right, we got. That'll be blue dragon. I don't care if you want it to be navy, cerulean, but.
I'm gonna go with navy.
All right, so we got a navy. Dragonhide mithril. Because of the Dragonhide, let's go ahead and roll for that. Since we have very rare, we can go a little bit up. We can have up to 75% resistant. Or, I guess not 75% resistant, but yeah, you got it. So, against lightning damage, you are considered to have a shield rating / temp HP value of 75 versus all lightning damage as well as resistance.
Neat.
That is neat.
You're welcome. Got you something.
What?
Great. I'll just burn to death. I'm a tree.
I offered and you said no.
It is important to note, though, that if that ever gets crossed, the hide burns.
Okay. That's rude.
But that mithril obviously would still be good on what
Yeah.
mithril does.
Sure.
So this would count as medium armor. So
Well,
I guess in terms of it being clothing.
yeah, it's just clothing B.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Bud.
take away that shield rating and just leave the resistance. I forgot it was clothing and I was going into armor specs.
Wow. Okay, that's also fine. Sorry,
You still have that resistance, but
Yeah. That's pretty good.
yeah, pretty good. Okay, so next up we're on to Edwin.
Alright. We all, 3 Edwins, high-five each other,
Yeah.
God.
pat each other on the back, and tell dad jokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now we get to the logistical part
Okay.
of splitting tasks between technically 4 Edwins.
Okay.
Because I cast by location, and now there's 2 of me, and also 2 of me, making 4 of me.
Okay.
God.
Alright, so the 2 simulacra go to the market and look for a nice mantle with appropriate sun-related imagery on it.
Okay.
While the 2 true Edwins start working on scrolls of...
Jelly bones.
Yeah, jelly bones.
I don't know.
Can you describe the disease for everyone?
It's so
it's
fucking...
a spell. I cast a spell, and my hand has this kind of wavy, wiggly look to it. And when I touch somebody, if they fail a Constitution saving throw, their bones turn into jelly, and they just kind of become a puddle of evil.
What level spell did you make Jelly Bones at? It's a level 8 spell.
Yes.
Okay, so let's resolve the buying. When you say mantle, do you mean a magical item or just clothing?
Clothing I'm going to make magical.
Okay.
So, yes.
So that's pennies on the dollar, and again, they direct you to go to the marketplace for that.
Okay.
So,
Real fine.
I'd like to pass over my situation.
how much gold, or how much material are you wanting to buy? It's a gold piece per 10 yard.
Oh. I'm not actually sure how many yards of material I need to
Are you
make
making a cloak?
Kind of, yeah.
You need like 3. How tall are you?
I am, in fact, 5'7".
Unfortunately, the wisp is in a different... Oh, no,
No,
you guys
I'm
are in the
not!
marketplace.
No, I ain't!
Yeah, we're both talking to a clothier, or whatever they're called. Alright, so, I do that. I get
You need 3
the
yards.
appropriate 3...
Okay, so a
yards.
couple silvers.
Yeah.
And what was the other simulacrum buying?
Oh, he was just there, like...
No, he was
Usually,
buying me a cloak too.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
A couple more silver.
Yeah.
Alright, and then back to the crafting element. So level 8 puts it at legendary.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You guys are going to need to hire a lot of help.
that's fine.
Alright.
How
I scream, who wants to write a scroll that kills people?
many scrolls are you making?
As many as I can with
Okay.
the remaining time. Okay,
So
well,
if you want 2,
Maybe just 1.
okay, well, I mean, the Wisp is the one footing the bill, so I'll make just 1 with 2 Edwins working on it.
And then however many other people we need to
Alright,
hire. I can
yes.
hire.
so it'll be 60 in hires
Okay,
per
Alright.
scroll.
that's fine.
Yeah,
So 60 times 3
180.
times 2.
360.
360.
So it would be 200,360 minus 90%.
So
200,000, 3... What?
that'd be about... What was the number again?
I got the calculator.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, I can tell you what it is, I just need to know the number.
Thanks.
It's going to be in the 10,000s.
Is it really?
Thousands.
Tabernacle.
I got that it would be 100 and... Or no, I did that wrong. It would be minus 180.
Just do times 0.1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a tenth.
20,036.
6,000.
Nailed
Okay.
it.
20,036.
All right. 2 scrolls of jelly bones written in
Yep.
intense concentration by Edwin.
Yes, I name it Edwin's Skeletal Waste.
Because you are writing scrolls, you will have to make a religion check.
Oh no.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get to the...
That would be a 21.
Not good enough.
Watch it not be though. There's a legendary situation.
So we're in downtime.
Yeah. It's like, I can just cast this on a piece of paper. Make it jelly.
But then
Oh, Thander, help me turn this paper into gelatin.
they do sell gelatin in sheets in the UK.
Well, there you go. That's what the scroll is.
Nice. The scroll is just one of his gelatin sheets.
He's like,
Yeah,
Just throw it in the. It just stuck to the face.
yeah.
I can't.
It's like that gel
Because
mace.
you know it, you don't have to make a check, actually.
Okay.
JK. Woo!
Nice.
Came out naturally.
Fantastic.
So with our 2 scrolls complete, we go over to Asphodel.
Well, I'm totally not content with them just wandering off and buying stuff for each other like they're just a duo, not a trio.
Well, you said you didn't need anything.
Well, I decided against that. So Laurel and I will make our way. We don't know where we're going, but
Okay.
we're going to follow them.
Okay.
And then we realize where we are. And being the smart creature that I am and realizing that my green dragonhide armor
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter anymore now that we have the pendants,
Okay.
I would like to talk about purchasing another form of armor, maybe a blue dragon scale situation, or a white dragon scale.
Ooh.
Something that's not poison.
Okay. So do you want to sell your current armor?
Yes.
All right.
Nice,
Go
you can
ahead.
call your
and-
own.
Go ahead and make whatever social skill check you'd like.
Charisma.
It would be charisma derivative, so intimidation,
Persuasion.
deception, persuasion.
Deception.
Okay.
This is the armor of a hero. Trade me.
Okay.
I
I
like
don't think
that.
that's a lie.
Well, it kind of is. We do have our reward out for our rest, so 50-50, I feel like. Mmm.
Good luck. That's a juicy natch.
Fuck off. You interfered with the roll.
I'm gonna cast Dominate Person.
So you can't dominate in these situations. We've talked about that. That's against an ethical imperative that you have as protectors of Silvery Moon. But that does just mean you don't get any extra discount outside of the
okay.
90. You could have had up to a 240% discount.
Jesus Christ, they're
Are
just
you
giving it to you.
So what level of item are you looking to buy? Or in terms of what
Trade.
level is the sell?
My armor class is 16.
I need to know what level the armor is.
I think it was a
Do you have an
rare.
enhancement bonus?
And I'm just pretending to look for something.
Okay, so yeah, we'll take a base value of rare, which is 2,000. Now let's go to buying. I'm going to give you a 2,000 credit. And then what are you looking to buy?
Anything that's not green.
Well, no, I mean what enhancement level. So if you're selling a rare, and a rare is representative of 4 and 5 on a magical value,
Well,
you are now...
We need lots of protection.
Okay, so are you looking to buy very rare legendary then?
I mean, let's talk about the price.
Well, price is going to be adjusted after the fact. I need to know what to roll.
The glass cannon help me.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Okay, so Whispers of Legendary from the marketplace put us at 2d6. That is 9. 9 times 25.
That would be...
That's 225 times 0.1.
What?
So 22.5
You said not...
minus 1,000. So, okay.
So 20,000.
20,500.
Lady Laurel told me to put it on her account.
Does Lady Laurel... Oh, Lady Laurel...
Yeah, she told me to put it on her account because, you know...
You cannot use an NPC's monetary reserves.
But she said...
I got
"Do you wanna
it.
roll for it?
I got it.
No, you only get one roll.
I got
At
it.
the beginning. Alright, so you're buying a legendary.
She's buying a legendary.
And what color did we decide on?
We didn't.
Not green. That brings us down to
5. 4, 5,
four
5
colors?
I feel like I don't
Red,
need white.
blue, white,
Okay.
black. Yeah.
Yellow.
Let's do blue.
Okay, we've got blue because it's a legendary item. It comes with a base SR of 100 plus 53. So you're going to need to adjust your armor class up, or it might actually be down. I'm not quite sure. If you could go ahead and look up hide armor, we can get what our values are supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead and erase your current value at your armor class, and we'll have to do it from scratch.
Yeah, it should.
Nah.
So wait, what kind of armor does
We're
she
going to
have?
hide armor right now in the light
Right.
armors. And
Yeah.
that'll establish our base value so we can understand our enhancement bonuses.
Okay, so hide is 12 plus dex, max.
Okay,
two.
so whatever 12 plus dex is, and then you'll do plus 5
Up
on
to
top
2.
of that.
You can only have a max of 2 from dex.
That's dumb.
That's all I got. So
Well, perfect.
okay,
So-
so 14 plus.
5.
19.
That is your new armor class.
God.
Because it is
So much
legendary,
less.
instead of being resistant, you are immune to lightning damage.
Don't say I never bought you anything.
Well, I guess you can be immune because
Immune.
of the
Immune.
shield rating. So you are resistant to lightning damage and have a shield rating against it of 153.
God, I've spent so much money.
But you have so much money.
Too.
It's like,
I'm also about to spend half of it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
yeah.
I'm helping the economy.
Okay, so we
I
move
am the
on
economy.
back to the Wisp.
Yeah.
Third and final.
I would like to try to find some fancy alchemical fire. Alchemist fire. Whatever cool shit I can get with that. Because I know it's base, it's not
So
that
there's a
much,
college
but-
of thaumaturgy in Silvery Moon.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
going there.
specifically...
College of Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
I want some dope ass fucking
What
alchemical
level are
fire.
we looking for?
Let's go very rare.
Very rare. It's 1d4 plus 1, 3 times 10, 30,000, so 3,000 per.
Okay. I'm gonna buy 8 of those. So that's 24,000 gold.
24,000 gold.
Uh,
They do...
A bit.
Yeah.
12d6. Splash
God.
of... It's a burst 4. So that
Oh
would
my
be
god.
a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
And
We have to brow
a...
your bitches slightly later.
Brow your bitches.
It would be a plus 4 to that attack roll and damage roll as well. Well played.
Alright, that's all I need to do. That's all.
Alright.
I'm good.
With that, we get to Edwin.
Alright. For the finale of
Four Edmonds.
Edwin's Barbershop Quartet,
Okay.
we're going to make some mantles of spell resistance.
Very neat.
Ooh.
Yep.
Is one of them for me?
So let's talk. Let's talk crafting
Sure.
value. What value are they made at?
I think it's very rare.
Okay.
But I can look that up. Just give
How many of those are you making?
2.
So that would be 40,180.
I can hack that. I can get this one.
You got it?
That
I'm
comes,
second
that comes down
richest.
to 4,018 to produce.
4,018?
Yeah.
Each?
Done.
No, period.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice, thanks. Thanks for the gift.
no problem.
So describe these items to us a little bit.
Alright, well, it is a cloak that you just kind of put on, like a cloak.
When you said mantle, I picture something that comes to like mid-chest.
Yeah.
Comes up over and then maybe only goes to half back.
Yeah.
And you said it was covered in that sun pattern.
Yes.
So is it like yellow or orange? Is there any special embroidery?
It's kind of the yellowish orange.
And with the sun patterning.
Yeah. Oh, like a sun on the front.
Okay. And then is there like a grade of weave throughout?
Yes.
Very nice. Does it have any sort of metallic luster or purely matte?
Just luster.
Well, I mean, like, was it done with any metallic threads to kind of give emphasis, or was it all matte threads, just colors?
Silver.
Some silver in there?
Yeah, some silver in there. So, like, it looks like there's sky.
Beautiful. I like it. Okay, so that takes us to Asphodel.
I walk my sweet little follower over to her College of Thaumaturgy and tell her that she cannot go with us.
I need to send off Amber too before we go.
Because she is very breakable.
Okay.
And, but before I drop her off, I am going to work to get my 3rd slot on my axe filled with disintegrate.
That is what they do here.
That is what they do here.
Okay. So...
Nice.
Back to the crafting table.
Disintegrate
is a level 7.
Level 6.
Or I'm sorry, level 6. Homework.
And
I have a beautiful piece of smoky quartz.
Puts us at very rare. Smoky quartz.
Smoky quartz.
And they can slot it in for you. So it comes out, honestly, to almost the exact same total of him.
Free?
No, 4,100 or 4,018 GP.
I got it.
Hold on.
How much can you pay of that? You have to pay some of it.
Let's do some trades. Some tradesies. I've got a few gold. But how about this?
Okay.
I will give you 2,000 gold plus 24 platinum plus 11 whole sapphires if you'll go ahead and throw my song stone up here. Mold that in there for me.
Ooh.
I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
We only need 8 of those sapphires and we're just good, period.
Oh, okay, great.
Solid.
That's a very expensive gemstone.
Solid.
Alright,
Nice.
so 8 sapphires and you have it created.
And you can put my song stone up here.
Okay.
Okay, it's up there now.
Yeah. Cherokee can now access your songstone. And you have that last put in, so increase your attack and damage mods by... So since she made a very rare item, that's a +4. Increase your attack and damage by another +4.
Hooray!
Nice.
And let us know what that attack and damage mod is now, because I think it's pretty fucking high.
Yeah, yours is super high. Yours is higher than mine, I think. For Angus.
If it exists.
Oh, I forgot
be
to get
X.
Angus.
Wait, so it's plus
I'll be
4?
right back.
Yeah. Additionally to what you had already had written.
Angus.
Oh, wait, never mind. Hold on.
Carolina Chickadee's mad. That was a very upset
Coming along
bird
through.
outside.
I'll go ahead and take a look at the chat. How you guys doing out there?
What's up?
Whenever everyone... Okay, so here's some of my favorite top comments. BF1, what's that?
Nice.
LOL, I remember that. Hashtag expert shoppers.
God.
Followed by lol the wisp asking for money when she's the richest person ever.
Okay, listen. You don't stay the richest person alive by...
We're about to be in a mountain for fucking ever. I think it's
Okay,
fine.
but listen, you don't stay the richest person ever by giving away all your money. Right, Bill Gates?
I definitely believe that. We've got... can you show off Angus real quick?
Oh, yeah, I just got a splinter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I wasn't being
Tree
careful.
problems.
This is my gun. It's not a real gun. It's a rubber band gun.
Which is
But it's
real
really
gun.
fun. I got it online. I'll post the link on Facebook or somewhere or something.
Okay.
It's really fun. I'm gonna load this so that I can remember how many shots I have, which is a fun side effect of having this. I didn't think about it earlier.
Fun indeed. So that brings us back to the only two people who are conscious, which is Edwin and Asphodel. Edwin has.
Plus 23 now.
All right. Yeah. So what's the attack mod?
Plus 23.
Wow.
Let
Damage
me
mod.
See.
1d6 plus 22.
Nice.
Slot your items is the moral of the story.
Oh, Angus is a plus 16, so yeah, you've kicked my ass.
So let's get back to Edwin, still up.
Alright. I, realize, oh no. We're gonna go on an adventure.
Yeah.
You know who needs to go on an adventure?
Who?
Silinestriel.
Yeah!
She has to get her groove back after getting her ass kicked at the Well of Dragons.
Who's Silinestriel?
She is a folk hero from the Dalelands who led a not so successful charge on the Well of Dragons. And I found her, you know, kind of face down in a ditch with a needle in her neck, and I saved her.
Damn!
And what's her racial background? And
She is a high elf.
oh wow, so she must be pretty respected.
Probably.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
Maybe not so much now that she,
So what's going on with where you're going? And
I'm just going to, I guess, Temple of Solinor to be like, hey, chums.
you find Vendrasi, an old ally and friend, currently here, working on new military strategies to incorporate the influx of the population and restore some new order. And he seems very happy to greet you.
Yeah, I pat him on the back. Stop, fancy stash.
Nice.
He admires your beard.
Yes. And I'm like, maybe someday, with a little hard work, you too can have a beard just as good as mine.
He understands you want to put out a message.
Yes.
All right.
It's rude to summon people without giving them a heads up.
He was just about to go to sleep, since this is his fourth and final action of the day
Right.
before he has to enter trance. He will speak to her in the reverie and tell her to meet you in Waterdeep.
Fantastic.
Oh, before I go to bed, can I send my sweet angel away to boarding school?
She left of her own accord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, my sweet
My
angel.
followers were already in Bear Dusk, right?
Yeah, they never came up here
Okay.
because they were keeping the city safe.
Right.
They're just now
That's what I figured.
your caretakers of the Dawnspire until you return.
Yeah.
Very Mr. Miyagi of them.
Yeah.
All right, so we get back to Asphodel, fourth and final action.
So I've taken care of my follower, and as we all know, my other most important things in my life are my wyverns. So,
Oh, poor babies.
stop. So, I'm gonna go have them taken care of. Where's the little forest thing? Silverglen? Silverglen.
You see Vendrasi
Again.
entering in as he prepares his bedroll, and he has a lot of new elven followers and lichens from the Moonwood that have all set up a very large fletching and bowyering enclave.
That's all really nice. That's all really nice. Vendrasi.
According to what he says, though, he goes, "Hey, look at this." And he says, "Now if you have coffee in just one cup, you'd have coffee. But if you had multiple cups of coffee, you'd have more coffee. If I had one cup of tea..."
I stop him. I stop.
That's enough.
And I say stop.
We don't got time for this.
I don't want to fake presents, but I'm damn near close. I get up into his face and I say, I need you to take care of my children. If anything happened to them, your life is lost. Make sure they're taken care of. I promise they won't eat any of the townsfolk. They're gonna be good, but you have to take care of them.
Ready when you are. You have double advantage. Okay, I got a whole 15. Your base roll alone is 25. Vendrasi understands the charge of what you have just bequeathed him, and he accepts it on one knee.
They are unhappy. Mama is unhappy.
Vendrasi will personally watch over your wyverns.
If There is
I feel like, did you see
a
that?
scale ruffled.
Did you see?
Scale ruffled. No.
Asphodel, did you see that?
He responds by saying, "I make unbelievable bows and bows and arrows."
Oh
If
my
you want to
God.
make puns, you'll be punished. Take care of the wyverns.
So anyway, that's your fourth and final. We enter our rooting stage as we get back to Edwin for your remaining 2. So just go twice.
All right.
Jesus.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That it does.
So I create sending stones.
Oh wow!
Yep.
What level of item are they? I'm pretty sure they're rare.
I think they might be uncommon. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think they're uncommon.
Yeah, but I'm fine with putting in the extra money to make it rare if it is. But
I do know that they have to be attuned to.
right. But I'm just making them, and then I'll hand them out to my pals.
Okay, so that comes down to 2,060 gold. So 260 gold a pop.
Yep. I can do it.
206.
How many do you want to
gold.
make? Oh yeah, 206 gold a pop.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make 4 or 5 even. 5, yeah.
5 would be 1,030
I am
total
100%
GP.
okay with that.
All right. Blessings, some stones you found out in the courtyard. They now have the ability
Just
to
imagine him
communicate
just like,
on the same frequency.
I paint a little sun on it.
yes.
Can
But
have
I paint it so it's not very good.
It's like those suns with the
Yeah, it's like,
sunglasses.
look, I even put our names on it.
Do the suns have sunglasses?
Yeah, can I have
Mine
little-
does.
Little
Nice.
sunnies?
Nice.
I mean, I just go, oh, what do you guys want on it? Like you're asleep. Stop! What?
All right, so and
All right.
your 6th and final action.
Alright,
You're up at the Vaultus. Or no, you.
That's me.
Where's you?
yeah. I
You
was
could be
at
here
the
or here.
Temple of
I want a
Solnar.
wyvern. I miss my babies.
Create
I just want to talk
stones.
to my wyvern.
Moving on.
Alright, moving on. Alright, I'm going to basically send my simulacra back from whence they came.
Okay.
So I open up
Okay.
gate to various places, and they step through. We all give each other a hug and cry, and it's fantastic.
So we'll probably do that. Where do you want to sleep for the night? I guess you could have stayed at the temple. Do you want to sleep?
Yeah, I'll stay at the Temple of Selene. I'm a little more comfortable there.
Around the moon. Silver stars
Yep.
surround the area.
I don't know Solnar that well.
You can
I had
also
a weird
down to my
psychic-
inn. The wayward inn.
I don't
So
want to get
I'm gonna go through this
Nobody
next.
gets robbed there except for when I'm
I'm gonna go through this next bit of exposition, and then we're gonna take our halfway intermission. When we start up our next part, we may get to see inside of the, or actually activate the adventure and get to our first chapter, but we may end at just the Yawning Portal. But we'll find out. Let's go ahead and clear the space. Including thy notes.
I'm moving.
My wyverns.
My wyvern.
Wyvern games.
Alright, so go ahead and place everyone's tokens here. I am going to bring the camera down and I'm going to give everyone a up close and personal view of the map. Come on down.
Up close and personal view of how bad my hair looks right now.
Come on closer,
Baby.
Alright, and
Oh, they're just
Oh.
looking right at me.
right
Hello.
at ya.
Hi,
coming
chat.
down.
We're going down, down to the map.
Alright, so we have our Yawning Portal. Alright, let's get the music to reflect.
Stranger Things.
He's playing Stranger Things.
But like better Stranger Things.
Yeah.
You having a stroke there?
Yeah.
Stroke of genius?
Yeah. Stroke is something.
She's a bit of a drunda.
Alright, I am holding the Xanatar.
Okay.
Whatever.
Let's be nice.
Maybe a little too serious there. Okay. So, Waterdeep is a very wonderful and mystical place. If you want to find the map for Waterdeep, you're going to need to look at the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. And within here, you can turn directly to its page. And luckily for me, it's one of the most used pages, so I kind of just do a quick thumb. You can see here the explanation of the wards. If we're coming from Silvery Moon, that means we're going to be coming through the Field Ward,
Coming in hot.
passing down this main road and into the Castle Ward. Now, this little dot right here next to the mountain, this is Mount Waterdeep. This is the Council Palace. So we've been to this area before, and in terms of what this area looks like, I always say St. Petersburg. A series of blocky Georgian stoneworks with a constructivist view. Everything is beautiful and stony, and somewhere tucked in between these buildings, which have deliberate alleyways for transit and travel, you meet up with the envoy of people, but of the one that travels with you, represented by PC Token 1, we are going to have Lady Laurel.
Oh. Okay.
I hate
I hope Anthar Firm's there.
Me too. I love
just like-
Anthar.
Anthar is down in the Elder Guard, who need him now more than ever.
We need his daddy self.
Oh my god.
Daddy.
As she greets you at the front, holding the Xanatar. As she greets you at the front of the Yawning Portal, you get a look at this tavern, and I have equated it to something that was built in a very, and I put this in quotes, Gothic style. So very blocky, stone-tiled roofs, stone walls, but with odd accents from other cultures. We have ionic columns that go up to seemingly a garden on top as a magnificent pine tree jets up out of the top. With a series of chainworks you can see going down and into. There's a beautiful stained glass window represented here, right on the front, that has all these depictions of very classical adventurer types, and there are areas up in the front with watering troughs for horses. There are gardens placed down here on the ground. It's got a really welcoming environment, but one thing that you kind of get the impression with Lady Laurel here is the first words out of her mouth is, "Only you can see this. No one else can." Very similar to like Diagon Alley, you're seeing something that as passerbys on the traffic throughout are moving past you business as usual as you stand in the shadow at noon on this day looking forward. So we have the sun coming and hitting the building and the creating.
Actually, I think you're thinking about Grimwald Place. Diagon Alley, you have to tap. Grimwald Place, you just can only see if you know where it's already.
Sure. Harry Potter lore there.
Yeah.
And so, looking forward towards these doors, only she may access these doors with her permission, essentially. And so she's met everyone who's ever gone through. And knocking on the door, it decompresses and opens magically. These are double doors, so they open to either side to welcome you in. As you crest through the doors and enter this foyer, a magical guide appears behind a desk with a singular scroll and welcomes you with a kind of like strange pre-programmed voice and message that says, "In ages past, the mighty wizard Hallister built this tower at the foot of Mount Waterdeep and delved deep into tunnels first built by dwarves and dark elves in search of an even greater magical power. Hallister and his apprentices expanded these tunnels and what they found worming out through new layers under the surface for reasons of their own. In time, their excavations grew into a vast labyrinth known today as the Undermountain, the largest dungeon in all of the Forgotten Realms. Hallister eventually disappeared, as have his apprentices, but the massive complex he built remains to this day. For untold years, the secrets of the Undermountain remained hidden from the surface world, and everyone who entered its halls failed to return. Its reputation as a death trap grew to the point that criminals in Waterdeep who were sentenced to die were forcibly escorted into the dungeon and left behind to fend for themselves. All of that changed with the arrival of two wonderful men, a warrior, Durnan, and a ne'er-do-well, Mert. This duo was the first recorded adventurers to return from the Undermountain laden with riches and magical treasures. While Mert used his wealth to expand Waterdeep, becoming a famous lord in the years of yore, Durnan had different plans. Retiring from his adventuring life, he purchased this land and built a tavern on top it that we now know as the Yawning Portal. This was not Durnan's only excursion, as he went in again, allowing roughly 4 generations of his survivors and his family to take over before he returned. Durnan has now taken his customary place behind the bar as host and welcomes you to the Yawning Portal. Please sign your name.
I don't know. Oh, I can write. I was going to say I don't know if I can write.
Does everyone sign their names?
Yeah.
I'll sign.
I make a really elaborate tree.
Nice.
In signing
You
the
draw a
scroll,
sprig of asphodel.
they say, "Welcome to the Yawning Portal." As the curtains part, you see a wooden hallway with magical floating candles along the side. All of this being a very old, weathered, but well-manicured wooden floor that taps as your boot heels clack against. There is a door to the left and seemingly a staircase that enters in, but 2 doors to your right that enter into another area where you can hear faint noises of talking, only obstructed by the doors. I have no particular inclination on who has initiative right now. But I presume everyone wants to go to the same place in order to hear the dialogue at the same time.
I guess we could do that. So you didn't make you repeat yourself.
Yeah. So,
What did he say? Huh? What?
Billy, I couldn't hear that.
alright, so which door? I'm assuming the ones to the right?
I kind of want to go through the ones on the left. But yeah, that's fine. We'll go to the right.
Alright, so as we move in, I now have a new PC token. Lady Laurel bows as the doors close.
Bye, bitch.
Don't let the door hit you where the good ones let you.
He's actually up here standing on the precipice of the well.
So he's not in his customary place behind the bar? Sorry.
Again, that was an auto-scripted message. Standing on the edge of the well, a bright glow that was first emanating up and through the stone elements disappears as you come through the doors. The Yawning Portal's tap room fills the first floor of this building, and the 40-foot, I had to kind of reduce it, I'm going to go 20-foot diameter well provides access, hypothetically, to whatever this Undermountain might be. But it has a very hollow depth and seems to plunge for quite a while. Balconies on the tavern's 2nd and 3rd floors overlook as well, but they are currently unlit by anything but clerestory lighting through the sunlight of the windows. They leave an excellent view, gazing directly down, all kind of put around.
Just like a slip inside.
As far as what you actually see, there is a bar area filled with fine bottles of spirits of all different make, as well as a giant cask in the distance that is tapped. A lounging area facing the stained glass window is there with a furry ottoman. Some sort of shrine has been made. A magically protected burning fire emanates up and to your left, as well as this well that has a 4-foot high stone projection coming up out of the floor with some standing tables and bar areas. Latrines are located across the direction, as well as a mini bar and staircase that goes up into the balcony area. The chains that you saw above the building extend down and into the well, crossing through all the balconies. as you can see that a large cup is currently being, or a large object rather, is currently being churned upward as the chains are pulling something up and back out. This man, seen here with a mug, also on the front of the book, this guy.
He looks so fucking cool.
This guy.
It's like the Ron Swanson.
I love him.
Goes by the name Durnan.
Durnan.
Hunka Durnan love.
Durnan. It's like...
Turns around to greet you all as he looks both concerned and pleased as he starts off with the phrase, drop a book, y'all. Woo! With the phrase, we know the odds and we take our chances.
Yeah.
Well met, adventurers. My name is Durnan. I'm the owner of the Yawning Portal. I've been briefed on your situation, but I have not yet, and he says with this kind of lurching gaze, been paid.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Alright.
money bags over there.
Thought we had to pay to open the doors.
No, it's fine. I got it.
I've been given half as assurance for this, to help that recon party I just put down go through.
Put down.
Now, while you get your funds together, I invite you with me to look at the gallery so that I may explain the task ahead of you.
Okay, I can already...
He goes back through the doors and into this room.
That was pretty impressive. Nice
Inside
job,
of this gallery, a private window sheds light that reflects off of pure amethyst crystalline podiums, each handling curios and oddities from different walks of life. The first on display, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items you're going to want to write notes about.
Okay. Don't you told me I can't...
The
Space
first
to write shit down.
is a manifest of 14 magical pools and their effects from other worlds. Written in an unknown tongue.
Jerky.
Comprehend languages.
Girl, I don't know this stuff.
Dang dang. That were not ghosty.
So manifest in 14 languages?
No, 14 pools.
14
1 unknown
languages.
languages. 1 unknown language. Man, tongue is a weird word to spell.
Tongue.
Tongwe.
Dongwe.
Tonga?
Tonka?
It's Tonga time.
Okay, the second item is a wooden pipe of Cormyrean fashion. It's a very long white wood. Signed, Elminster.
Who would you dick joke?
The third is half of a crushed iron symbol of the god Bane, along with an inscription on a plaque that reads Flan 1345 DR.
Is that a do not recite?
The fourth,
No, it's a cataract.
burnt fragments of an ancient Netherese scroll.
What fragments?
Burnt.
Oh. Okay.
The fifth, a blood-stained human parchment map of the 9 hells. With your inclination over there, Morning Lord,
Yeah.
you recognize it immediately as a cursed conduit.
Damn.
And you get really antsy about it being in the room and not destroyed.
Should we leave that there?
And lastly, and this one jumps out and instills the Wisp with a lot of fear,
Oh boy.
is an imprisoned, mummified hand featuring country of origin, Mulhorand.
Mm.
It is still up
Tanaka
and
will
moving.
like this.
in a kind of case doing like a
like a thing,
dance, yeah.
thing,
Constantly
situation.
moving around.
Aww.
Durnan speaks.
Durnan.
These are my gifts.
Well,
Something from
This sucks.
each of the past adventurers that have tried. And these were only the ones that went in willingly. So many more have been punished never to return, and so many more have paid with coin as you were doing. These curios I accept on as personal gifts that whoever gives them to me plans to claim them when they return. I have found that those who have returned, something has been put in its replacement. Of these high honorees, the pipe, he kind of shows over of Elminster, being a prime example of the kind of etiquette that is expected. As you would venture throughout, I care not for the gold. That is used to operate the systems that were in place before I even got here. But if you want an ally in me and you want information, this is the time to do it. I cannot speak within those walls, for secrets travel through that well. This is my hallowed area.
I got it. I want to give you something, friend.
He says, he does that kind of like, eyebrow shift. We'll pick up there when we start back. That's about all the exposition I can get to. And then we'll start with all of our actual playing. We're going to go to intermission, folks. Take a pee break. Grab some food. We will be back in approximately 5 minutes from now.
5 minutes.
We all have to pee, Billy.
Do.
yeah.
We'll be back in approximately 5 minutes. I'm going to put you guys on our intro screen and we'll come back to viewing. Let's do it.
I wrote
Alright, welcome back. Let me get you back on here. Woo. Give it a little turn. There you go.
Joining us is a wyvern.
Oh, so spooky. He's out of frame, but he's so scary.
Terrifying green dragon.
It's Truth.
Truth! Truth, come here. Come here, Truth.
There he is.
Oh,
dragon
so
dog.
scary. So scary.
How funny.
So scary.
Alright,
Luckily, we're immune to poison, so that's kind of what every green dragon fight will be.
let's
now.
stay with it. So,
Alright.
Alright, I'm ready. I'm focused.
game on.
We're ready. We don't want to take him further. He attacked.
So Durnan has just said that in order to show your faith as an ally with him personally, a curio is requested. How does everybody feel about that? Does anyone offer anything forward?
Yes. I
guess.
am offering. Are you ready? I would like to offer him a celestial unicorn blessed crossbow that that's from our first major ethical success that we ever had. I'd like to present him with that unloaded, unstrung. Here it is, my guy.
He seems quite impressed, in judging from your other arsenal. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Your curio has been saved and trust has been gained.
Nice.
What about you two?
I slammed down the crystal key that is the universal key in Zonval's tower.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a big one.
Nice.
Never want to fucking go back there. You can have it, man.
Yeah, I'm not interested in keeping that.
Well,
Get that off.
Edwin takes off his seed pouch that he has kept with him ever since he became a cleric of Lathander and puts it there.
Oh, not your letter? Give him the letter, too.
No, I'm saving that for Zostan.
Okay.
Also, I wrote a letter to Zostan saying, "Dear Zos, fuck you.
Nice.
Sincerely, someone who's a good enough necromancer to actually resurrect someone."
He gives it a hearty laugh in response, as he kind of gives everyone like a shifty turnover,
Yeah.
and he nods in approval.
Which one did
He
you
responds
write?
by saying, and it's going to be a 3. Oh, does the cap fit? 1 war chest acquired. Alright, and he says, "It's a cruel world inside of there, and all people have to fend for themselves. Self-sufficiency is the only path to success.
Not friendship.
When you enter the well, you will no longer be in this world. Hallister Blackcloak built this," as he conjures an image off the wall of Hallister and his apprentices.
Woo! She cute. She thick. She is.
"This place is my only home, but I do not just savor it, I protect it. When you go through, you will be horrified by some of the things you see. I cannot remember many details, as too much time has passed. But I can remember the area you will be going first is not native to the Forgotten Realms, or at least the people. And you would be wise to remember at all times that all generations of followers that have gone before you into the well exist within a captured environment. If you are to travel through or into a plane, whatever the circumstances and time that were prevalent at wherever you find yourself, are where you will go. Hallister was thorough. You will only die and go to their ethereal, their heaven, their hell. I have been fortunate. There is one other bit of advice I can give you. Do not stop. There is no reinforcement. If you can get through and out the appropriate amount of time, I hope that you seek the answers that they tell me you'll find. This place will go on in your absence, as will I. I do not wish this to be the case. I cannot underestimate what you are up against either. The Red Wizards of Thay are powerful beyond your imagination. I have told the council that I think that using this might be in vain. But
So do we get a discount or?
I wish that would have made my travels more easy too. But Hallister built upon the Dwarven system. You are lowered down in a Dwarven crucible that only accepts a certain value of gold. For when it dips into that water, it is immediately transported into whatever entry toll system he built. I do not know this. I'm a man of the sword. I can only work within its confines. That being said, going back to point number 2.
Okay, point number 2, go.
Other denizens have gone forth, not only your reconnaissance group, but those who have not returned. If you see them, it is up to your judgment if their influence can bend you, or bend your knee and ear to their qualms. That is a cost you will have to pay at the exit.
So, by which you mean we can, activate other people for some sort of cost situation?
In order to return to this realm, you must put the gold back in to travel. Your exit cost has been halfway paid as well. I hope that you have enough gold remaining, or have found enough gold in your quest to pay for the ride out. But I have known many to perish who have gotten nowhere close.
I have a fun question. So is it a milli in, a milli out, or is it a milli total?
It should be 1 million per person on the way down and on the way out.
Okay. Alright, so we need to find 100,000 gold.
I have a few sapphires.
Okay, yeah.
These will work.
Nice, solid. Okay, good.
To an extent.
That's fine.
I think you had... She contributed about 1,500.
That's fine. I mean, I have enough to pay for us on the way down.
Okay.
I just don't have enough to pay for us on the way back, hypothetically, unless we find 100,000 gold.
Well, I'm rooting for you.
No, you're not.
I am.
He is!
This key
Yeah.
is a worthy gift.
I have 100,000, don't worry.
Oh, good, solid. We'll be fine. We got it, bruh.
In my tap room, you'll find areas that you may want to visit before you leave.
Yeah.
We have a fireplace which not only roars with warmth, but also can communicate to specific people. You will not be able to echo a voice, but simply drop a piece of paper into it. Once it burns, it shall send.
Hey, can I borrow some of that?
I also have many magical drinks of different persuasions which can alter your performance, but also hinder if you're abused. And lastly, we have a shrine for prayers. Visit these areas. I shall take the gold and activate the chalice. I'll meet you at the well.
Okay.
And he goes back into the tap room.
Okay. Alright.
I rush over to the fireplace and drop my letter to Zastan.
Zosti.
The letter says...
I read it earlier.
Oh, I know. Dear Zos, fuck you. Sincerely, someone who is good enough, who is a good enough necromancer to actually resurrect someone.
Bitch.
Yeah.
It burns and sins.
I just cackle.
Send a crazy X text.
Yeah.
Do we... I would also like to send in a letter.
Okay.
And I would like for my letter to say AMS. AMBS. AMS. I hope you're doing great learning. And I love you. And please don't die while we're gone. And if I die, I've left a little bit of money in Silvery Moon for you. It's underneath Selene's temple. So there you go. Little nest egg for you if you need it, babes.
Very thoughtful.
Okay, little prayers. Little prayers, little stuffs.
Selenestriel walks in and is like, "Oh, am I too late?"
She here. Oh, do we have to pay for her too? That's fine. I got it.
Yeah.
You need a coin for her or something?
Yes.
You just want something from the Lego bucket?
Sure.
I can give you a PC token.
Here, I can
Yeah,
get
PC
you.
token.
Oh, okay, I was about to say I can get you a little
Oh!
rock.
I thought you were behind us the whole time. Sorry.
Sup, little mama?
And Asphodel.
Doing some prayers. And then I'm gonna walk over here. Detail the self-portrait real quick.
Yeah.
Send it to Vendrasi. Put this in the stable or else.
God.
Okay.
Can we get another turn? Because I want a drink.
We cannot get another turn. As he places the gold into the large
I'd like
cup.
to. For the record, I'd like to give him the gold in 3 separate bags. 4 separate bags? 3 separate bags? However many bags.
You notice that at first they look like very well used iron forged goblets, but as he puts the gold in, they completely retint over, like water has been, or mercury has been spilled onto them, and completely shine with gold. All right, step in, and I'll activate your descent.
Bye!
I give him I don't know. I give him a kind of. I make that same face he makes. I go,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I do that and give him a thumbs up,
Love it. I'll be right back.
even though I'm pretty sure he doesn't like my gift.
Yeah. As you all step in, the air of adventure beckons as you are lowered down 140 feet until you start to finally see some choppy black water as almost no light permeates it. The goblet starts to go under, and then finally the water starts to spill over the top, and as it comes in, you expect to feel wet, but you don't feel wet at all. You feel warm. As it comes up past your waistline and up to your neck, you don't have to hold your breath. For when finally that last bit goes over, you're in a different place. You're on a road. Next map.
Woo! Died. We on a road.
On a highway to hell.
Highway to well.
Alright, we're all going to be where it says here, place all your tokens.
You have all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, who's that PC?
That's Durnin.
Durnin.
He came with us.
Durnin, you love us.
By the way, B, I don't know if I told you, but I did take the feat.
That's Soul Nostriel is the.
Soul Nostriel is the smoky quartz.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did take the feat dungeon.
Dungeon.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that means.
Dungeon.
It means I can search for traps faster than normal.
Got it.
That's very fun.
Sponsored by Corksicle.
God, I wish you were sponsored by Corksicle.
We change tunes. It is a beautiful midsummer day as to the north of you a road stretches out, inclining ever so slightly. I had said it was probably about like a 20 to 30 degree raise over the next mile. As you can see a town in the distance with stacked roofs and delicious smoke permeating with farm fields all around you. To your south, you see a beautiful snow-topped mountain range that extends from the coast further inland. You suspect that you're probably about 3 or 4 miles from the coast, but you can still see the sea, most definitely, to your west. With how far north you might be, even though it's a midsummer day, it's in the high 70s, low 80s.
Jesus.
And a road moves forward, like I said, towards this town, and at different curvatures between, you see that there are standing guards with pikes and spears at a humanoid height, waiting. This road is newly constructed and well packed on a new levee as it heads towards this town. And looking further east, there is a blackness and a depression in the land that looks as though maybe some sort of Badlands-style plateau or special geological area has occurred. And it looks pretty foreboding, but it is also about 7 miles out, so you can really just see a shade about 7 miles out that way. That looks as maybe the clouds are over, but there are none. It's just a very strange thing to witness. But even though this road is well traveled, currently no horses and wagons going along.
Are there horse and wagon ruts?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go toward the town. Yeah?
Okay.
Also, we
I
probably...
just want to, I guess, survey my surroundings.
Oh, yeah.
Make a perception check or basically just get the lay of the land.
Forests behind you, since you're coming from mountains to the south, and you're
Right.
you would have initially gone down, and now it's kind of going back up. So you're probably
Okay.
slowly heading towards another range, but none that are visible immediately.
Okay.
And there's sea to your west, so that would probably have some sort of coniferous forest that would, be around 30 to 40
Okay.
feet tall, with breaks where you could actually see
Okay.
water on the other side.
So, I guess rolling perception to just kind of see if there is anything kind of amiss.
Grass, dirt, mud,
Jimerson.
Right. Yeah.
nothing.
Okay. Cool.
When we come up on the first guard, I would like to do an investigate check and see what's happening there. Would that be an investigation? Or would that be...
We're currently on rails right now. I just have to have yes, no's so that we can go through and receive exposition before we get to the
Alright.
first place. The preceding group did this as well. This will be the area, once we get there, that we're
Okay.
going to be able to use our skills a lot more. Until then, we're just kind of
Yeah, let's just
Alright.
do the thing.
rolling.
Cool.
Alright, so as you approach the first guard, he is dressed in a plate mail along with a helmet and a pike, standing at attention as you each kind of approach. He doesn't so much lower it as he does shift his stance and kind of make sure he's got both hands on it as he gives out a halt, who goes there in Chondathan.
That's convenient.
It is indeed.
Sup, bro? We're just coming to see this town.
We go here.
What business do you have in Oakhurst?
Trade.
Trade, I say more forcefully.
So who wants to make that roll?
I will.
I'm a carpenter.
I would like to make that roll.
I don't have to roll for that.
That is
12.
that a persuasion or a...
Yes.
Excellent.
Do I have to roll?
No.
Okay.
There's only one person.
Okay. Well,
A persuasion. Sorry, I don't have my whatchamacallit up.
but does she get advantage for me actually having carpenter's tools?
That is a 17. No, technically that's a... Wouldn't that be a
Just
deception?
had to be a 12, so you got it.
Cool.
That's very welcome at this time. The raids have been spreading our resources thin, and I'm afraid that we might not be able to ever break the spell. Let's get back to...
Spell.
break the spell of unluck that has seemingly plagued our town as of late. I'll go ahead and signal you forward. Do make sure to check in with, and if we look up at the people of Oakhurst picture, make sure to check in with Mayor Lang. He'll likely have questions, and he can get you set up with who you need to talk to.
Heck yeah.
You can find him at the quote-unquote Village Hall,
Alright.
marked as Mayor on the map.
Fantastic.
In saying that, he emanates out a whistle that is heard by this one, whistling back, kind of like Morse code. They give a check and then a check with the third one to allow you guys through. All right, so go ahead and move your notebook if you can.
Alright.
We got it.
All right, we all arrive into this town, and I've got everything color coordinated. If you want to look at the clips to get details about what each of these are and why they're colored that way, feel free to look that up. But we're coming in off of the new road here. Looking at this town, the architecture is very strange to each of your eyes, as you do not recognize the particular methods. It seems to be stone columns that support really heavy wooden auxiliary structures and framing. with a very, very steep roof that goes down in a triangular fashion with multiple layers of thatching and areas that you can even take out and prop up certain areas to allow more light, air. It's quite ingenious. Areas exist all down this particular road, and you can see other footpaths that extend off of the actual road with the wagon ruts. I've got that outlined in black. A well is up ahead in the distance. As you can see to your left, the only stone building in town takes on a more ominous presence since it has bars and a watchtower. It's definitely somewhere that's supposed to impose defense measure. And everywhere else looks a little more welcoming with delicious smells coming out of this place on your right, which is the largest building in town, standing at 3 stories.
Cool.
Neat.
Do you guys think we should eat the food here or not?
No.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like a little bit, in my country we have this thing called the Persephone myth. So, anyways,
Well, I mean, we're immune to poison, and I can cure disease, so...
But if we're stuck somewhere,
yeah,
let's just do what we do.
yeah,
Yeah.
And go.
and okay, let's go talk to the mayor. Alright. What's up, mayor?
As you approach the town hall, you are stopped by 2, scale, or yeah, it would be scale mail in this instance. Scale mail, men wielding short swords and rounded wooden shields with ball points in the middle. And they ask you, Halt, who goes there?
Yeah.
Sup, we're here to talk to the mayor.
Mayor Lang.
Mayor Lang.
The men outside referred us here.
They kind of look at one another. One of them starts to step away and then steps back. And who can I say that this appointment is held by?
Edwin Arkwood.
Okay.
Okay, he
Alright.
says, walking off.
Come on, you give like an alias.
I do.
Oh, the Wisp. It's like, oh, the...
Returning as you guys murmur this argument is the man featured behind you on the wall in the leathers with
Sup,
the
Lang?
clasped metal girdle with finely cared for blonde beard and hair slicked back. I've not heard of Arkwoods before, outside of, well, maybe just doing genealogy study as a child myself. Welcome. I'm glad to welcome a noble of any land within our town, and have a few issues that maybe you could help me with.
Perhaps.
Sup?
Let us retreat from your envoy and speak freely, as nobles.
We're nobles as well.
I
Yeah.
can attest. They are nobles of different lands.
Who's making it?
I will. We are also nobles. What's that? That is going to be a 29? 27.
I got a 19.
27.
My apologies. Your
Thank you.
methods of dress are unusual to me. I did not mean to dishonor your customs. Please, treat with me. As you go into this, it's very Scandinavian longhouse style. There's a fire right in the middle where there's food and multiple open pits of ale that people dip in with horns. And even he himself is working on a horn that he takes back from one of the, otherwise I would say handmaids, but these women all carry swords with them as well. So a shield
like
may
'em.
probably be more accurate of a description. So he takes it, he kind of does like a fake curtsy that is like more of an inside subtlety, nuance style thing. But
Right.
essentially he goes up on top of a step completely lined with rugs and hides onto not so much a throne, but like an elevated seating place. There are other seats that could be brought up here, but right now he's just the only one up.
Okay.
He kind of sits back and crosses his legs, as he asks you, what brings you to Oakhurst?
Well,
We're just traveling through, but if you have any potential problems, we could maybe help you out with those. Just let us know what you need some support in, my guy.
So you're mercenaries.
Yeah.
Wandering do-gooders.
Yeah, wandering do-gooders.
I appreciate your
That's how
geniality. I'm afraid that...
We have a particular set of skills.
God, okay.
Now's not the time to talk about that. Continue.
our money is relatively tight.
Okay.
I have recently spoken with an intrepid band. How odd I would receive 2 parties in one day. I'm giving them information, so I'm not so sure why it would be worthwhile to thin their chances of success by introducing an outside element, if that's all you are.
We are actually, they've come before us to help us get a feel for the land, so we're actually working in tandem with them. So, it would actually do us a lot of good, because then we can help them, and then they can move on and forward to give us recon.
How strange, but I'm familiar with this military practice. The captain of our guard, Captain Felocial. # note.
Captain who?
Felocial. Flo.
Whoa.
Seal.
Seal. I'm literally writing it phonetically.
Spelling is also on that page.
Alright.
Yeah, sure. Ooh, she cute.
She's taught me many things, but one thing that she has not taught me is how to secure what has made this town, well, invisible. We are northerners, like other folk.
Of
We
course.
preserve a certain way of life, unlike other folk.
Of course.
In that respect and vein, one of our most prized industries has come under scrutiny. Well, we've been left derelict party, holding the bills for many interested parties that we normally traded with. What we asked your reconnaissance members to do, I guess, is what I'll ask you to do. We have a certain harvest that we take through an alliance with certain folk. These folk have recently been supplanted. And
These folk.
yes.
Any chance you would be willing to tell us what kind of folk these are?
Without
Because I get the
skill
feeling-
checks, I don't feel inclined to do anything. So what are you rolling, and what was that?
That was a investigation.
So we're looking for social skill.
Social skill.
Persuasion.
Deception.
What's
That's
your
a
total?
28.
Okay, I got a 28. Base roll off.
Wow, wow, wow.
Got a juicy
Tabernacle
match.
Dosty.
Got a
Tabernacle Dosty.
juicy fail. There are certain things that meet prejudices, and I would rather them remain undisclosed, provided you are ne'er-do-wells.
There are prejudices in my home country, or there are practices that invite prejudice in my home country. So I may be more willing to understand than she is. This is a deception check.
22.
That is going to be a 32.
You raise an interesting point.
Yeah.
A goblin tribe
Okay.
has recently come in and disrupted flow from our alliance with kobolds.
Oh, I respond in Draconic. I'm like, oh, I speak Draconic.
Okay.
Just,
He looks to either side and is like shrugging his shoulders, not understanding.
oh, well,
There was a particular one, went by the name of Meepo, that I spoke with.
Meepo the goblin or Meepo the kobold?
Kobold.
Okay. I just
And
wanted to
wonderful
be clear.
thing about kobolds, they prefer to leave it in common.
Haha.
well,
I never had to hear such nasty tongues. But I am glad that you are equipped. Perhaps then, you can understand why, if kobolds were our allied harvesters, why a band of goblins is no small feat. They've been striking out as well against the town. I think they mean to run us out of here and take over the harvesting and selling of this item themselves.
What is the item, may I ask? Again.
I fear it would put your life in danger.
Well, we did our life.
We can't
live on the
protect
edge.
something. I would rather have the knowledge.
I would rather have the knowledge.
So, regardless, that's still 2 failures of our rule of 3.
Yeah.
So what was that?
That was
I think it was a 12, right?
Yeah, 12 plus.
10.
Beat me by 1. I got 21.
We would really, really like to know.
To assume so much risk, I am impressed. Many years ago, when our forefathers had first moved here, it was in the wake of a great evil being purged from this land. To the south of those mountains from which you came, I'm sure you stopped through the city of Neverwinter, crossing through the snow camp of Mount Hatanau.
Oh.
You there then know it is an active volcano.
Yeah.
Many archmages drew together to cause an eruption that would take down a draconic citadel that used to sit on these very grounds upon its own peak. Tunneling it beneath the earth has become known by locals as the Sunless Citadel.
Something anti.
Deep within this citadel, certain members of the dragon cult that used to fill its halls were finally rooted out. And at the stage where its leader was staked through the heart, grew something wonderful, as the earth of this land is incredibly rich.
Right.
A singular tree bearing a fruit twice a year, midwinter and midsummer. We auction these fruits to the highest bidder. And we call this tree the Gulthias tree. We cannot withstand the draconic curses to harvest it ourselves. But it is the kobolds needing access to weaponry, food, other things that all folk have to worry about come winter.
Yeah.
They approached us. Since we are folk of more traveled realms, after besting them militarily, we struck an alliance. That is now tossed asunder, and the fruits from this tree could be sold by other entities.
What does the fruit do? Why is it so valuable?
The midsummer fruit cures all ailments, regrows limbs. The midwinter fruit, however, well, let's just say it does the opposite. One life and one death this tree grows. It has kept our coffers full enough to avert gaze to any who would question our way of life. And that's all we can ask for.
I totally understand. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to take care of your peepskis.
Now, we have had local venturers go and try and influence this decision, and they have been missing for a week. If you shop for anything before you head to this destination that I assume you want,
Sure.
you'll need to be stopping by the general store where you'll meet the local matriarch, Carolyn Hookrelay.
Carolyn. Oh, yeah.
Bottom middle.
It is her family that the venturers parted from, and it is her who now bears the responsibility, the last of her line. There are others throughout this town that you may wish to seek out, but unless you plan on staying the night, which I wouldn't recommend, most everyone here has a trade and has a purpose.
What are those other people? What can you give us a sort of quick rundown so we know who we want to go talk to?
At the Old Boar Inn across from this office, you'll find Garen Northrop. He runs it. And upon being not only our only innkeeper, but he is also one of our longest standing outside residents. He invested in this town. It's paid off. He carries with him certain skills.
What kind of skills?
Skills to get certain items onto a market.
Okay, I may go talk to him.
Along with that, we have Captain Felociel, Constable. We have our dwarven entrepreneur blacksmith, Rurik Lutger. We have our local priestess, Dem. And lastly... Oh wait, that is everyone.
And lastly,
And lastly, me.
no one else.
Lastly,
no
me.
one is last.
Okay.
The reason I say do not be here after night is there are certain creatures that come in from where you are heading. You'll need to travel east into the Ashen Plain, towards an area known as the Old Ravine, and you'll know it when you see it. Deep crack in the earth that swallowed the Citadel. The Ashen Plain is a place of death. No life grows there, but instead sand dunes of ash blow across. Once you are there, or in order to get there, you'll need to take the old road. This very road that you came in on splinters off at an intersection, so you have but to follow the wagon tracks. Head 7 miles to the east, and you'll find it.
Okay.
With my keen mind, I remember the directions perfectly, and also the directions of the compass.
Well played.
Nice.
We got this.
Nice. Good. I'm glad somebody knows where we're going. Okay. Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate your hospitality. Nice. Let's leave.
Are we gonna talk?
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk
Okay, cool.
to each other first before we talk to other people.
Alright.
Alright, so
Seems like a dick.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but that's okay. A little bit classist, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like... everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, he thought highly of me.
Well, yeah, it's because you're a dude and because you're a noble. Anyways, so I need to go talk to Garen because
We'll talk to Karen.
Okay, unless you want to go talk to other peepskis, but
I'm gonna go to the healer and basically just give them, like, alchemical recipes for healing.
There's a whole different thing that happens there, so everyone pick where you want to go,
Oh.
and
Okay.
then we'll do initiative.
Okay.
I'm going to the old boar.
And what about Silinestriel?
Celestial's gonna go.
Oh,
with
does she
her.
also need some skills?
Yep.
Alright, so the Wisp. You lead us off.
Yeah. Alright.
Initiative?
It's with the...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Same
that.
order.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So, hey, Garen. I was told that you have a particular set of skills that I would love to know more about. Can you tell me more about that?
You say as you wander into this 3-story high wooden complex that has a fire pit going in the middle.
Okay,
It has a
well-
full hog being spit turned, and there are a couple of younger, both women and men, moving around right now as this place seems to function with a high volume of food. This is likely the area that makes food for everyone in town.
Oh, okay.
And since we're in the afternoon, they must be getting ready for dinner. And most of them are kneading dough as they prepare some yeast rolls. And another one seems to be cracking a lot of eggs and beating them heavily with fine powdered mustard.
Weird. Cool. Interesting.
Just the yolks of the eggs.
Ooh, rich.
Huh.
As he comes down, he has a very well slicked back black hair that is shaved up to just above the ear, as well as a finely groomed mustache. He carries about him a more olive tint on his skin and wears short clothing, both in the pant area, where he wears open-done cannons with no hosiery, as well as short sleeves with a fine leather vest embroidered with great gems, or not gem, but semi-precious stone buttons. As you kind of announce all of this, I need you to slow down. Say to me what you mean to say, but in private. Let me
Like
fetch
the
us some, the locals call it schnapps.
Ooh, what kind of schnapps?
This one is made from some sort of fruit that is very supple and skin-like.
A peach?
If that is what you call it, that is what it is made of.
Supple and okay, cool.
You go up onto the second floor where he's got a couple of very relaxing wicker chairs that have a rocking base on them, so you can kind of teeter back and forth as he props. All the windows are currently propped open, and there's partridges and birds flying around, and
Birds.
it's really a beautiful sight. Judging by what you have brought in here, I can see that you are studied. I can see that you are traveled. So you must know you cannot say these things in front of my staff. Surely you have a place like this too.
Okay. Well, yeah, but we operate a little bit more loosely.
I offer work to the farmhands that seek a life in the town. Do not sully their view of this business.
That's true. That's true.
And then he does it. He does it.
He does it.
Start speaking in Thieves' Cant.
Bless up!
Using his hands, he runs through a series of gestures that says, "There are always ears.
A little picture.
What are you looking to sell? Or rather, gain?" With a subtext, "Things are hard right now. I saw you come over from the mayor's. I assume you know about the goblins."
Oh, do I? Well, what do y'all have for sale? Because I could do a little economic stimulation. I sign.
Right now, my wares are few. It is less about what I had to sell and more about what you want, because your request only can be fulfilled. I'm going to conveniently have something in the genre of what you were looking for.
How nice. I would like, do you know perchance, Garen, some goblin weaknesses, because I need something that will fuck with some goblins.
I have information about this.
Yes. Good.
Said through his hands with accent.
Yeah. No, people in sign you have accent. Anyways.
I feel you. So anyway, he goes on to say, "I have studied this place before I reached here, for I saw the promise that this area held by purchasing one of the Gothias fruits myself. That being said, what I have learned is that the Citadel was run by a black dragon. I cannot pronounce his name, but that Citadel is known to other peoples. As these fruits have been distributed, other interests have come along, most notably of which was 10 years ago, when appearing seemingly out of nowhere, just as you fortuitous people have, a druid with black hair and a black staff, going by the name of Belloc, came through.
Hold on.
That is where our trouble started, in having to deal with him who is now lording over the kobolds.
Ugh.
Things became uneasy. I guess all these years of unrest and unsteady conflict have finally reached a new precedent, as we have been waiting 6 months for this harvest. I keep the interests of Neverwinter as well as Luskan at bay by selling these fruits. For these people who live here, they are not from the realms. They are from somewhere else.
Fascinating.
I have not been able to discern this place, but I have a feeling that the local priestess in town does. You should visit her. She also keeps manifest over a strange grove that possesses a magic of these people. The last bit of information I can tell you is that I have been trying to negotiate with these goblins as they have struck out, hitting my shipments
How dare they?
and hitting my farmsteads that I rely on. I know that they are known as the Dorbuluk. Dorbuluk.
Emphasizes with his hand.
Dorbuluk.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, I can do that. Door, or I guess it would be like Dorbuluk, or maybe slapping his hand.
Yeah.
Finger spelling.
I have sent out great amounts of money for this translation. I have found out that it means Dominator in Goblin. This is no mere random band. This is a tribe, which means they are led by fearsome hobgoblins supported with bugbears, carrying machines of war and weapons of destruction, before finally the goblin force. They are great in number. I fear that the kobolds have been destroyed. The goblins put in place. With this new army, they can rid this town. I have been wagering my bets on how long I should stick around, but now that new adventuring parties are traveling north, I feel a renewed fervor.
Nice.
You are always welcome to stay here for free. And in saying that, he offers you the schnapps and warrants you a Constitution save throw.
Nice.
DC 15.
Poison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're immune
Never
to
mind.
poison.
Bitch.
Why? Don't call me that.
Bitch. I will not drink your peach snap.
No, I'll
Because
drink it.
of the pariettes crafted earlier by Edwin. No save throw.
I feel like that warrants a dab.
You drink for the flavor.
All right, so you
Yeah.
drink it, and he notices that you have no grimace.
Got
He's
some hair on
impressed.
my chest or
All right,
whatever.
so next up we have Edwin and Sylvenestriel.
Well, Sylvenestriel.
yeah,
is there.
Sylvenestriel is with the wisp.
Okay.
I'd like to shove Sylvenestriel out and tell her to go talk to the
Yeah,
priestess.
Sylvenestriel did not get to go up to the second floor.
I'd like to
She's
go tell her to talk to
milling
the
around on the
priestess.
first.
Okay. Burp. Edwin's going, being all smart. He's like, did you know you can mix water and salt together and make it salt water?
Before you get to that, you enter the building, and just like what you watched happen with your teammate, you will enter a round of exposition before you
Alright.
interact.
Cool.
This area has removable walls, and currently all of them are down, so it's more like an open pavilion. And there are a couple of people in hospital beds that are laying with otherwise minor wounds, still up and talking, as a very tanned gnomish woman with a beautiful brown braid going around either side of her head connects at the back, while she wears, for someone who would be around here, it would be considered scant, but judging from the beautiful tattoo of some sort of sun-related symbol that goes across her body, she wears a kind of tank top that crops just under the breast and then picks up with a hempen skirt just below the hip line that hangs loosely, that she always keeps in one hand, exposing her small legs. But she is ultimately someone who practices some sort of art of muscle toning because she is stacked. That being said, she sees you and goes, "Hey, friends!" But as she takes a step forward, she sees all of what's going on over there across the symbols.
Yeah.
Palor's blessing. Who are you, stranger?
I guess knowledge religion to see if I recognize Palor. So 21.
You get a synergy, and the religion, it's some sort of otherworldly sun god, but just from where exactly escapes. If you can make the history check.
Okay.
Way!
31.
All right. By God, Palor, the god of sun, from a land known as Greyhawk. Greyhawk is another realm. Stories are written about it. It would be a lot like finding out that wherever the fuck Winnie the Pooh lives, what's that place called?
The 100-acre.
Yeah, like
wood.
100 Acre Forest really had cryptozoological creatures in it. It would be like
Yeah.
hearing that place existed, and
Yeah.
this person...
Like an Atlantean or something.
Yeah, and so in
Holy
seeing
shit!
that,
Holy
You-
suns.
she just puts like her hand to her tattoo as it irradiates a golden glow
Yeah.
that kind of like shines a light across from where it is on her heart to your holy symbol.
Yeah.
So is that
And I'm like-
sexual, or?
I guess I do it back, and it's like,
I did not know that an angel would be visiting us.
oh, I'm not an
I do
angel.
not recognize your symbols, but I must take you somewhere at once.
Oh, okay.
I heard whispers of alchemy, and I assure you that my prowess in healing is more than sufficient.
Okay. Just
For
here to
here.
help.
For within here, everyone who is receiving my treatment heals at a 4 times as fast rate. But there is something that maybe you can help me with. Something another angel brought long ago. She
Okay.
takes you and Sylvenestriel
So that's right. I was like, whoa!
to this garden that is completely filled with these vibrant, extremely tall flowers that grow and move around, kind of like snakes basking in the sunlight. But as you approach, it moves and forms tunnels and crossways through, inside of it being a beautiful 100% gold and lapis lazuli.
It's lapis lazuli.
Lazuli.
Yeah.
Stop giggling. Sundial.
Okay.
Sundial, sorry.
Okay.
That seems to be showing a time that is not representative of the sun.
Okay.
It's set to some strange time. A few travelers came in a moment ago and were able to touch it and receive a blessing. But as a fellow worker of the sun, perhaps you can unlock its message.
I can take a crack at it.
This will be an Arcana check. DC 25.
Alright. That's not good enough. I'm going to use an inspiration point to roll
Give
that
advantage?
again. Yep. And just re-roll,
It doesn't-
not the 5.
It doesn't. Inspiration points don't rerolls.
Those are the real
Those
rules. Okay, well, I will...
Somewhere.
Alright, so that gives me
It's a lucky.
17. And I'm going to use 2 more because fuck you.
Yeah!
Say it to them.
Nice!
Fuck you. I'm going to inspire the shit out of myself.
Inspiration point for the win.
Yep. So now it's
Okay.
27.
God. Think lab.
As you start to read everything that is set up on it, you not only receive the blessing of the sun,
Nice.
which makes you and Sylvestriel invisible to any agents of quote-unquote darkness. You study what it's pointing to, and it's not pointing to a time or a day or anything like that that's concurrent.
Right.
It's pointing to a time and a place. And what it is set up to is the Feywild,
Hey.
midnight. You recognize the symbol as kind of like an omen.
Like the doomsday clock.
Yeah, kind of like an omen as to what it would be representing, and this is a clear sign that the Unseelie Court lays ahead.
Alright. I go, well, that is...
And
troubling.
you and Sylvestriel are invisible to them.
Sweet. Alright.
And I should say, until you attack them. It kind
Right.
of works like Sanctuary,
Right.
but it doesn't go away. As long as you're in this...
Okay.
Or
and
in
basically
this realm.
after combat is done, it comes back up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm not gonna touch that.
Alright. I go... Or I guess Sylvestriel relays the information about the... I forgot the word. The written thing. Record.
Keen mind.
Yeah, No, Sylvestriel is trying to relay this to me, but I, as the person, have forgotten what you said.
Okay. Of
Yeah,
what?
what word? That you said the healer keeps record of where people are from or something?
Oh, what the mayor had said?
No, what Garen had said, and...
Oh, well, you technically didn't hear any of that.
Oh, well then, never mind. But yeah, I asked her more
They were
about
doing all
Greyhawk.
that and can't.
Okay. Yeah. I asked her about Greyhawk. It's like, oh, that's... I thought that place wasn't real.
It is very much real. These people traveled from here. I was taken in by them as a young woman and taught the way of their god. This is who they worship. I have known no other god. I do not recognize the symbols on your clothing. Do you worship a monitor?
Monitor?
The god of the sun that I have seen people worship in Neverwinter and Luskan.
I worship Lathander.
Who?
Let me tell you.
Oh my god.
31 religion to
Oh my god.
go off on a...
You definitely
Large
get the
tangent.
speaking to a choir, and though that was a good skill check, that
Yeah.
wasn't what we were looking for. What
Yeah.
should be happening in your mind is, why doesn't she know about the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, what?
Which has to do with an H word and not an R word.
Oh, I guess history. Ha! 31. I
I
like that number.
I don't know of any Lathander. Do you know what year it is?
I just go like this, I'm like, oh no, it happened again. Well, man, this actually happens to me more frequently than you think. No, I guess I don't.
It's the year 1123 DR.
Oh.
There is no Lathander. He might have existed from your angelic realm, or whatever dominion you come from, but he is not here. Here is Palor, but I can see from the light irradiating, he is showing you his grace as well, and you are an ally. Fear not for your magic to cease working in this realm.
Fantastic. So,
I would like to segue. I did not write that shit. All legitimately just panned out, so...
Cool.
What?
Wow. And I'm like, okay, so what was the difference in time? It was like 14 something, wasn't it?
You guys were 1490.
90.
Okay, but where I originally started, it was like 1200 something.
No, you were in 1345.
Okay. I'm like, well...
1776.
Yeah, well, I'm like, well, this is my second time going into the past.
Word, and we're on to Asphodel.
Yep, sorry.
I burst open the door and wait for exposition like my teammates did not.
Okay, well.
This two-story environment is set up much like a modern-day camping gear store, so I'd say very Lewis and Clark. There's a couple of different stairs up to different...
kind of girl.
REI or pack rat or what have you that goes up to either side, displaying a bunch of general store wares, most of it meant for common folk, but what seems to be really on hand here are training weapons that are done in wood. There's multiple targets, tons of agri equipment as well, and things related to agri. Not so much foodstuffs. You very much get the impression that the inn is who takes care of like that level of sundries, but she has everything from hardware, weapons, chemicals, that kind of thing. But a woman about 5'3", I wouldn't say
Tiny.
gaunt, I would say thin, with completely, or not completely, but 80% white, 20% black hair, comes up with a tight skin wrap on her face, letting you know she sees and puts in a lot of labor and stays fit. Definitely older, I would say late 50s, early 60s.
Damn.
And Chondathan says, "A stranger at my door. What can I help you find?"
I need answers. I am Asphodel the Archfey. I've come from a faraway land. I look at her expectantly. I continue to stare at her expectantly.
God.
"Stranger, I'm not sure what the words you just said mean. I'm sorry, but I am but a lowly shopkeeper."
But your family just left.
"How do you know about that?" She gets like super fucking serious.
God.
I've just come from the mayor. He said to come see you.
Bernard can't keep his fucking mouth shut about anything.
Damn.
"Yes, since you already know, my brother and my sister, my only two living relatives, have disappeared, both younger than me."
How brave you are. Have a good berry.
She kind of like looks at your hand very much like when you tell someone who's antsy to calm down looks. There's just like this disdain.
I pop one.
"Look here, stranger. If you already know, then maybe you can help. I don't know why talking about them like they're not dead is going to help me emotionally at all. But the names are Talgan and Sharwin. They're a capable fighter, a capable witch. We offered them as our best hope at reestablishing a connection with our trade. But they did not go off on their own accord. There were other adventurers that came through recently as well, seemingly from the same place that you all keep appearing from. And while I care not about their lives returned, or even if you can't find my siblings, you can take back from me my family's ring that they departed with.
Damn.
What does this ring do?
There are 2 of them, and they are signet rings of my people.
So you just want it for, like, emotional value, or is there something you're not telling me?
Definitely for emotional value.
Wow.
I do not understand why you have come in here with this curt attitude.
I'm sorry, it's just who I am.
Unacceptable. If you're not going to buy anything, I would ask that you leave my shop.
Well, I was hoping you could help me. I am off to actually find your siblings.
Third juicy natch. We've talked about throwing things. Okay. Compete.
It's a 22.
I can offer you a reward for doing that, since that's obviously what you're after.
That's not what I'm
I'll
after.
give you 500 gold
Oh.
if you can come back with those rings, but I don't want to hear another word from your poisonous mouth. I'm calling the guard in 3, and we go back to the wisp.
Oh my god, fucking damn it.
Okay. I would like to meander over here. I mean, I assume that I would have to stop here and be like, hey, all of that exposition again. Can I talk to, Dem?
Of the people here recovering, they're like, oh, she just went with a couple other people over to her garden. Follow the footpath just east of here.
Cool. I thank you.
The flowers do not open up for you, and all you can see is a thick wall.
Hey, Dem, Edwin. Hello? That's fine, I'll just wait out here.
Okay, Edwin and Sylvanestriel.
Did you hear something?
It sounded like a woman's voice coming from outside of the grove.
Should we check on that?
This is a sacred place. You know what these elements do. If she is not a pure spirit, it could do her harm to be in here.
I am a pure spirit.
Well, okay, yeah, I imagine. I recognize her voice. Like, oh. I'm like, just, I'll talk to her. Just 1 second. Oops. What's up?
Hey, I gotta ask Dem some questions.
Yeah?
And also, is there anything cool in there that I can look at and touch? I'm good.
Put my hand on her shoulder and detect alignment.
I'm that.
You say chaotic, not allowed.
Hellfire and damnation.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm like,
I got some questions
sorry.
for her later.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, we'll come get you when we're done talking. But she's from Greyhawk.
Okay.
Crazy?
I don't know shit.
Do you not know?
No, I don't know shit.
Well, I'll read you like a bedtime story or something about it. It's
Nice.
really cool, but I gotta go back in here. Relay message to Asphodel. Shit's going down with the Unseelie Court.
Okay.
Bursting into the door, there
Yeah.
seems to be a very tense verbal confrontation as a small woman has begun to count on her fingers and suddenly yelling from behind you, "There's been a situation with the Unseelie Court!"
Oh,
I just look around
there's
like,
a problem.
what the hell's going on? What did you do?
At the mention of Unseelie Court,
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
like, Asphodel, what did you do? Why is... With my passive insight of 34, I imagine I can surmise the situation.
Close. You're missing a key bit of knowledge that she currently learned that would put all the pieces together.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember what knowledge I learned.
No, the situation that, between the shopkeep and Asphodel.
I'd like to.
Oh yeah, there's
jogging
just
up.
Yeah.
You're not unused to Asphodel causing herself certain situations. It's obvious that this woman wants Asphodel to leave, and Asphodel, as who Asphodel is, doesn't believe that this mortal should be dictating what she does and doesn't do with her time.
Hey, pal. Go wait outside and let me smooth things over.
Where have you found news of the Unseelie?
Let me smooth things over.
Where?
Hey, Asphodel, come here. I got some shit to talk to you about.
Yeah, go talk to the wisp.
Come here. I'm outside, for the record, just
Yeah.
yelling. Asphodel! Hey!
Mortal.
Yeah, I'm like,
Asphodel!
Still Edwin's turn.
I am so... What? I don't know what she did. But I feel that if I put my hand on...
Nice!
Billy, hold on. I feel that if I put my hand on your shoulders and say, calm emotions, it'll all be fine. So, fuck your 20.
You circumvent the situation with magic. And this is Bishanye. You can also call me Fuckface or AO's Hand or DM.
I don't remember what I called you, but it
Now
doesn't
you're
matter.
calm.
There's been 3 Billies. It's all good.
Well,
2 of them have been me.
Yeah, she immediately gets more calm, and you can see that she's obviously distressed about her missing siblings, and she just, I need to go take a cry break. I'm gonna shut up I'm gonna close shop for a little bit. I'm sorry.
I'm like, you do that. I put a drift globe on the table. I'm like, here, just. Yeah, it's okay. we're gonna find them.
All right.
And
so everybody, I think, is back at the well
resolution.
as we get to Asphodel's turn.
Celestial set the garden. Like,
Unseelie Court.
Okay, I don't know shit about the Unseelie Court, but I know that I need you to...
Shh. Unseelie Court.
So let's review the
Yes.
information, and we can put all this together. So,
Oh boy.
Sundial, which the gnome said was brought in from another place, held a warning that pointed to
Midnight Feywild.
the Dark Fae.
Okay.
Essentially to the area where the Queen of
I think it was that druid.
Air and Darkness is supposed to be.
Okay.
I think it was that druid.
So they don't know about any druid.
That druid, with black hair and a black staff, was named Belloc, and now he lords over the kobolds, right? In the Sunless Citadel? I got distracted.
According to rumor.
There you go. Alright, good. I got it all together.
Fantastic.
So, we need to probably ask about that, I guess.
Well, no. So
Oh, okay.
that's
good.
the second part.
Yeah.
If we have an Archfey, and there's a warning about Unseelie up ahead, and a quote-unquote druid, which is a very plain term that does not dictate what kind, what can we surmise?
Unseelie Court!
Warlock?
Unseelie.
Necromancer. Bad.
We're likely looking at an Archdruid of the Unseelie Court, a direct agent of Shadow.
They must die.
But also expecting that level of control and combatant.
Jesus God. Okay.
Yeah.
So an Unseelie agent has his hands on the Gulthias tree.
No.
Okay. Alright, let's go before it gets dark.
Does anyone want to stop at the stables or the blacksmith?
Let's get some. Do they have wyverns?
They do not. They do have horses.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we should probably get some horsies.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk for 7 miles.
Yeah.
To
Well,
the east.
if you would be a pal,
Yeah, I'll pay
go
for
to
it.
the. No.
Oh.
No. That's fine. No, if you can go to the blacksmith, see what information you can get out of him. That would be.
Or her.
Or her.
Definitely a dude.
Definitely
Goes
a
by the
dude.
name Rurik Lutger.
But I
Well, there you
appreciate
go.
the sentiment. I would like to walk into the blacksmith and wait for exposition.
This area is of a different makeup than everywhere else. Instead of the hard pointed frame, it's actually kind of bent. That goes down multiple slopes. And once you get inside, you see that it is all stone.
Nice!
And because of that, it's been very deliberately designed as a forge. And the blacksmith is currently repairing and setting multiple wheels, which looked as though they've had a large amount of damage from bullets and arrows, as well as repairing a lot of dented armor. He's got his hands full, but he turns around and, is just like, well, fall up on orders here. If you're needing armor repaired, you're going to need to wait at least a day.
What happened, my guy?
Goblin raids are getting worse and worse, but it means better business for me, so I'm not complaining too much. As long as they don't ask me to risk my life on the line.
Yeah, when was the last one? I guess. Tell me more
How many
about
hours
these.
has it been?
What?
How many hours has it been? This wagon rolled in fresh maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour ago.
Okay.
Wheels laden with else.
Whomst was on that?
I'm sure he's over at the inn getting a nice good meal, but just some general wayfarer. He had simple folk coin. Hate to take it from him, but hire a vanguard if you're going to be travelling these roads.
I'd like to high five him. High five me.
He has on smithing gloves, so he doesn't high five, and I mean kind of is like having a pair of tongs with something hot that he's hammering in between statements.
Okay, never mind. Don't doubt me. Don't worry about it. Wild. Okay, is there any other exciting information you can tell me, my guy, my dude?
Not unless you consider metalworking exciting information.
Actually, I did make this gun. So I'm pretty fucking skilled, my guy. But I appreciate it. I'm good for now, I think.
Kind of looks around with some of those awkward eyes.
Cool, bye.
Alright, so how many horses do you want?
Gotta go, what?
How many horses do you want?
At least 4.
At least 4.
2.
What?
Never mind. No, 4 makes more sense. I was gonna say we could combine. We're only going 7 miles, but
Yeah.
4 horses? Do you want to ride a horse?
you can just run along next to the
Say, or
horses,
no,
can't ya?
She moves faster than everybody
Okay, yeah.
with her boots off.
It's fine. 3 horses.
3 horses in.
Okay. So some, mixed blood painted ponies are, kind of wheeled around, saddled.
Horsies.
Each comes with enough feed and water for 3 days. And it's 2 gold total.
Cool. I got this. Just throw in, yeah.
Stable Master sets you off. We travel to the Ashen Plain, and that's where we stop for the day. Thanks for watching our first broadcast. We'll meet up in a week from now. I'm not sure if it'll be on this same day and time, but I'll come out with updates, and now we've got everything kind of fleshed out. We won't have as many technical difficulties. I'm now going to go over to our Facebook page, and I'm going to do a Q&A where I'm going to raffle off.
Can I get snacks before this Q&A?
You guys can do whatever. I'm the only one that has to be in it.
What about you?
I'm going to post the link to our Facebook page one more time. You can find us at facebook.com Ruins of Adventure. I think I spelled that right. Go ahead and head over there. I'm going to start that up in about 5 minutes, and we'll raffle it off. How you enter the raffle is going to be you have to like the Q&A broadcast window. Once you see that we're live on Ruins of Adventure, like that window, and your name will be entered. I'm going to be doing the Q&A until 4:30. So thanks for watching. I'm going to go to our intro screen while I get everything else set up. And hope you had fun. Bye, guys.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, real quick, I forgot. We have multiple areas to donate through. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can find us at Ruins of Adventure on Patreon. And then if you want to donate to us through Twitch, we have our stream elements set up. But this is us. We want to do this. We really want to do this. I want to make all this art. They want to spend this time. And your financial contributions help us make it all possible. So
True.
give it a look, and I'll see you at Facebook.